Video I watched from YouTuber. He has to rephrase infection, blood, and other things when talking about medical procedures because
I
YouTube
kind of
bans
gathered
him.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same reason that people don't use the word kill, suicide, and all that on YouTube. And you're like, people are like, no, that's a TikTok thing. It's like, no, it's a YouTube thing. YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube does it
YouTube
too.
demonetizes and takes it down. It's not because of TikTok. It's because people are stupid. The people
Yeah.
making the rules are stupid. So they they would rather infantilize important topics like this than just have the mature conversation about them.
Yeah, but Max, you don't understand. If YouTube didn't censor everyone's speech to fit their very, very narrow band of what is permissible, then we would have chaos in the streets, homes would be burned down, children would have their dicks cut off.
I don't like that you're just describing Los Angeles and New York.
It's sad that he is.
Can't imagine why. Well, we can't talk about that one.
That's why I talked it.
Yeah. But how did you guys feel about that announcement for Dead Space?
I don't
Dead
know.
Space
Yeah.
had an announcement?
I
mean, I want to be
didn't
clear. I
get-
think it's dumb, but
Holy
What's this announcement?
I sent it to you. Dead Space is getting a live-action remake TV show.
yeah. I remember seeing that. Wasn't that brought up like
Oh.
last week as well?
I'm gonna be honest. My brain ignored that because I was like, that's a weird poster edit of The Last of Us live action. I didn't see the Dead Space at the bottom. Because that's the dude that played Joel in The Last of Us live
Yeah,
action.
well, yeah, because he's dead now, so.
he's also the guy who plays
He's gotta do other shit.
the Mandalorian.
You know, I will say, no, I thought
is that the same
Mandalorian
guy?
was Pablo Pascal or whatever.
Oh no, you're right. That's Pablo. Fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, is that the same guy? Because that doesn't look like
no,
the
it's
same
not
guy.
the same guy. No.
Also,
No,
can I
it's
just-
actually
it's been-
super funny. So boomers were effectively the reason why The Last of Us season 1 TV show did so well. Like they did a whole age breakdown on people tuning in.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was boomers.
As someone who's been watching this in passing through one YouTube channel I discovered like a year or two back who makes some really interesting videos sometimes.
Yeah.
It's been so fun watching people have the highs of Last of Us Part 1 in its format because my understanding is season 1 was super good. It was nearly as good as the game, which is great.
Yep.
And then Part 2 happened.
And then Part 2 happened, and all the boomers are screeching at the top of their lungs about it.
Which, I mean,
because
listen.
it's bad. My favorite part is it's still game accurate because it's still.
That's the best
following
part.
the beat. People.
No,
my favorite part.
Okay, no. I will say the
the
one thing that's not accurate
no,
on it, right? The one thing that's not accurate on it was they I can't fathom why they did this, but the new main character Abby, she is a thin waif of a girl, and not a jacked trans bodybuilder. I can't imagine why they would make such a narrative change in the show.
That's weird.
Yeah. They don't worry though. The clip was going and making its rounds. That shit was so fucking funny. They still had the combat scene of Abby fighting like the bandit dude or whatever the fuck it was. And it was quite literally that wrestling match between the guy and the girl, the other clip we had on a couple weeks back, of where she's wrapped around his neck and he just literally just gets up and lifts her in the air with one arm. and
Yeah.
they still had to have her in the end win. uh, it was actually great because like the whole clip was at the end. The second guy comes in. Oh, is he? Oh, he is Pedro Pascal. Oh, okay.
Okay, it is. Wow. They are wildly different looking characters. It's amazing what a
Makeup.
haircut and facial
Yeah.
hair can really change on a person.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, they
it's
the
been so
second guy
fun.
come in and they're like, she's like, yeah, I did so good against fighting him, and they both to look at her, and this is actual dialogue of, no, you didn't. I told him to pull his punches. He's like, yeah, I was only punching about a half strength. What?
Wait, is that the live action?
That's the
Abby
live
next to the
action
game? Like,
lines.
all they needed was to get someone with defined muscles. That's really all they needed to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know, they decided a more feminine role this time around since no one apparently felt sympathy for buff trans Abby. So they're trying to
No, oh, okay. So they still don't understand the problem, which is
no, they still don't
you
understand the
want
problem. Of course not.
they
No.
still can't connect the dots of like, why did people hate this character? Because our first introduction is not 30 minutes. It's not 3 to 6 hours of hunting down this character that she refuses to name and then discovering it's Joel. It's her first 5 minutes on screen are killing my favorite character from the first game. Why should I give a fuck about her?
Mhm.
It's so funny watching people have the same crash out. Like, you did it. People who didn't play the games but did watch the show, it's like, this is so great that you get to go through the exact same emotional roller coaster that the game audience did for this series.
Oh god, yeah, yeah. So
Oh god, I think I
that
just
was.
persevered myself reading that apparently I'm at Super's 10 years old.
Oh yeah, no. I'm at Soup is not 10 years old.
10-year anniversary for Purple Eyes WTF, uploaded it 10 years ago, apparently.
No. That's the edit
Ah.
of a abridged series where they use the abridged
yeah, that was in the-
series clip.
That was in the abridged series, yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not the original clip.
What? Are you sure?
I'm nearly positive.
Because he was at the soup. I'm pretty sure he was at the soup store during Code Ment as well, from what I remember. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just an edit. That looks like exactly what was.
That was.
Oh,
that
that
was
is
a
the
skit in
original.
the
My bad.
episodes.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
It's
Yeah.
hard to be sure though, since Purple Eyes just randomly deleted 95% of his channel out of nowhere last year.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It's like, oh wow, that's a small piece of internet history just gone. Hmm.
It was made by YouTube user Kieran's Secret Stash. Kieran's Secret Stash is no, that's Dark Souls. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, the SFM one is where I heard it from, and that was on June 18th. So I thought that was the original video.
No, yeah.
It was literally a month later. Like, so, forgive me. I am once again at Soup. Thank you, Bernie.
My favorite part is that 5 or 6 years later, people were as wait. That's the actual name of a fashion clothing store. What the fuck? This
Oh yeah, no,
this wasn't a lol so random.
Yeah, no, we have a soup store down by the mall by me. We have a soup store. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a store that's not well known outside of, I think, specifically the Northeast. So it's like,
Yeah.
wait, what do you mean this wasn't also random here? What do you mean that's an actual clothing store?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Taco Bell is a dick joke.
Of course it is.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me sometime.
Oh, sure. Let me go pull the Fat Electrician's Taco Bell.
Wait. Did
He did a
Purple Eyes
whole-
just delete? Did Purple Eyes delete his YouTube
Yes.
video now fully? Damn.
Literally
Now there's-
just talked about that, man.
I thought you said like 95%. I thought he just deleted a bunch of videos, not that he deleted his whole.
Yeah. So there
he
you
deleted
go.
more of his channel. Oh no, because okay. Last time I saw his channel,
Yes.
there were still a couple videos up, but they were all in
Yeah,
the last
now
like
there's
2
a
years.
Purple Eyes WTF archive channel with Purple Eyes permission reposting all his stuff, essentially. But he's apparently,
What?
but that's it.
But yeah, no, 100% recommend this guy. He does great history videos. He's done great spotlights on all of the big American companies. Turns out all of the big American companies, the people who founded them, were fucking cracked in the head.
Yes.
They weren't crazy insane geniuses. They were just crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, the Taco Bell's a dick joke.
Huh.
Because it was started by a Marine. So of course it's a dick joke.
That's a hell of an inside joke then.
Oh yeah. No, he explains it early on too, so you know. You get the early. But anyway, we're here for fan fiction. So I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna mute. Back to the regularly scheduled podcast. What else happened today? Oh, another little funny
right.
story of not funny fucking at all. So, take away that sign, L. No, hey, he did not show up. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sign. Are you alive? I just have to ask that every day because you know I think his heart's just gonna give out one day. But yeah. So I come into work this morning, and work chat is suspiciously quiet, right? Work chat is suspiciously quiet, and I look at the alerts group chat where all of the alerts are put by the bots for monitoring our customers. Some of our customers' servers, who we've told them repeatedly that they need to both have backups for and to fucking update them into the 20th century, they blew up.
Can you define blew up? Do you mean
Yeah,
literally?
I need you to the
Total
were fire
cascade
extinguishers
failure.
installed?
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah. So their entire network's down. No recovery options available to us. It's just,
Oh no.
it's fucked. All of it's fucked.
Yes.
Everything they're
Sounds
doing
like
is
it.
fucked. At every location
Mm,
that their business operates at. It's all fucked.
that's not
So, I'm starting to get an inkling as to what might be happening. And then I get a further inkling as in the next 15 minutes as people trickle in, take a look at the alert queue, and suddenly develop kidney stones, throat stones, heart stones, their dog exploded, their car ran through their building, you know, it just suddenly a freak lightning storm happened inside their room, localized to right above their computer. Yeah, so suddenly we were down to 25% strength today. The best part is I didn't have to deal with it. I had to deal with a lot of phone calls though, but I did not have to deal with that server exploding. But yeah. So that was great. That was fantastic. You know. Yeah. Then had another classic user issue. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you want to save your dignity when you ask for IT help, do one of two things. Either fully admit you have no fucking idea how the program you've been using for the past 10 years works, or actually know how the program works. Those are your two options. Because when you go to IT for help with a program and you make claims as to how it works, and those claims are wrong, IT will figure that out and you'll look fucking stupid and we'll all make fun of you the second your mic is muted. Because I had a guy today who called in asking for help because he wasn't able to import files to the program he was using. And I pull up the program and I instantly can tell, both by the fact that it's using the remote desktop icon and the fact that the program itself says on the program, sign lost power, fucking rip. On the program itself, it says remote application. I ask him, where are the files located you're trying to import? Are they on the server or are they on your computer? And he goes, what do you mean? I say, what do you mean, what do I mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
The program is on the server. You're not going to be able to navigate to the files normally if they're on your computer. No, the program's on my computer. You're on it right now. Okay, this guy's a fucking dumbass. And then I basically didn't talk to him again for the rest of the phone call. That's when I mute you and put my stream or video or whatever back on. I just ignore everything you say from there on. Because you're just fucking retarded. And instead of just owning up to being retarded and not really know how the program works or what I was saying, you made blatantly false claims, easily disprovable, to salvage your fucking fragile ego. So, I don't have to listen to that. But yeah, I quickly was able to fix the issue for him the second I realized that the files he was trying to target were not on the server. It's super easy. I just have to know where shit is, 'cause I'm not the one that put it there. Go figure. It's like, I swear to God, I get so fucking shit that like this is the stuff that genuinely tires me out. I don't expect people to understand how a computer operates. I do expect them to be able to figure out what the fuck a folder is, what files are. Like, you're only using this every single day as part of your job for 8 hours a day. For the past 15 years plus for some of these people. You do not have an excuse that you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's just so frustrating. We had someone today also put into a help request. My email keeps filling up. Fix it. Delete the emails. That's the solution, you stupid cunt. Stop having kabajillion emails going all the way back to 2013. Your email is not your filing cabinet. It is an email. You don't.
Oh my god, okay, I gotta...
You don't store your fucking important mail in your mailbox just in case you might want to look at it again. You fucking take it inside your house and you put it somewhere.
Sneaky, without saying any names, I was in a horrendous amount of pain because my coworker was like, "Oh, my emails are so slow," and I went over there. Do you know how many fucking emails they had sitting there unread?
Oh, yeah, easily 75,000.
Yes, but still
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah, I know.
85. 8,500. I'm like, what? Why do you have these? Get rid of them. She's like, I don't want to delete things. And then I found out my other male coworker. I'm like, I keep last year's emails, right? And to be clear, I don't leave them in my inbox. I leave them in the deleted section. Just on the off chance I have to pull something up from last year.
I assume your deleted folder gets cleaned out every year or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. Or, well, I told Outlook to. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Auto archive settings, yeah.
But yeah, so I have it do that, and anything else, I will have to go and pull from the archive. But that's fine, because the amount of times I've had to pull things from more than a year ago is 5. And every single time it was because engineering's stupid.
Yeah, but it's like, even then, a majority of those emails you probably pulled were emails that had PDFs attached to them, and you were pulling the PDF.
Yeah. On a few occasions, a very few occasions, I was explicitly pulling an actual email.
But yeah, it's just like I understand, right? I understand office setting, accountant, whatever. You got to have like 5 years of emails going back of like order reports and print receipts and shit like that. I get it.
Yeah.
However, archive PSTs are a thing. If all of the orders were through PDFs and they're not actually in the email itself, the email was just a locomotion device, download the PDF, sort it in a fucking folder tree, and delete the fucking email. It's just, I legitimately had English second language guy call me one time, and he wanted me to play secretary for him and clean up his emails. Like, go through his emails one by one and delete things that aren't important. And instead, I showed him how to delete emails and then hung up.
Yeah.
As you should have.
As you're supposed to.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not your fucking secretary, buddy. So, you can figure the fuck out how to delete emails. I've just showed you how. I've sent you a link containing the how-to basic instruction manual of deleting emails. And if you are unable to do that any further, I'm going to cancel every single one of your tasks that you send in. And I did, until he stopped sending them in.
Lord of the Rings Shadow Games bundle is only $10 Australian. Damn.
Not bad. Honestly, worth
Yeah,
it.
hey, you know what? That is
Yeah,
not
it's like
bad at
$6
all.
for you guys. It's the the bundle. It's like $6 American.
I mean, I already have them all because.
I would say I already have them, so
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just don't piss off your IT guys, because people are way more petty than me, which I know is a shocker, but they are.
Mm-hmm.
People are way more petty than me, and they will just do see, I'll do non-critical petty shit. I know
Such
plenty of
as?
people. Such as taking an extra hour or two to answer any emails.
Oh.
Mm.
I know people that will whole ass just to delete the email that they received and pretend you never sent one to them.
Oh. I know something a bit worse, which is you have pissed this IT person off so much. Congratulations, you've now been signed up for a dozen subscription
true.
services for free newsletters.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I know someone who did that.
I mean, there's automated mailing lists out there for that to do that to people. But no. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not that malicious usually. Yeah, like you have
Usually.
to really piss me off. Like you have to do things to me that piss me off to the point where the upper management that I told about the incident, because the incident got escalated to them, they were on my side on it. Despite what I did to the man.
Sounds right.
Because, basically, he called me a lazy, liar, and, what else did he call me? Incompetent and stupid. So...
Okay. So one of those words technically applies to you.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
only
lazy.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100% I'm lazy.
that's the only one that I can sit here and think, because I don't think I've ever had Sneaky lie to me or any of the circle of friends that he and I have been a part of.
He's definitely not incompetent.
He's certainly not incompetent. And I can count on one hand the number of people in my life I actually do consider to be truly stupid. He's not one of those people.
So the reason why he did this was because he needed an admin account. So we're not allowed to just send those So first off, he wanted me to send the password. He wrote this down in a plain text email. He tried to order me to send the password to him over a plain text email for an admin account for the entire network.
I see no problems here.
I laughed in his face, told him no, I won't be doing that, and then I sent him a link, and then below the link, I said, when you click on this link, it will text you 6 numbers to your phone. Input the 6 numbers on wherever you click the link, and it will show you your username and password. He tried to use those 6 numbers as the password for the account.
Amazing.
And then added my manager, the account manager for our company, the account manager for his company, and the CEO for his company
Oh my god.
in an email quoting what I sent him, saying I was lazy, stupid, and incompetent and a liar.
Oh my fucking god.
I love when your enemies destroy themselves.
It's always great.
It's amazing.
Well, to be fair, the intervening part that I didn't mention yet because of narrative fun,
Oh god.
what caused him to email the CEO and the account managers of everyone was that I just stopped replying to his emails after I replied back to him with, please reread my previous email and do it correctly.
I mean, that's pretty hostile, but
But I wasn't wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I am saying
I think the passive aggressive form of this should have been, as per my last email, you have been informed
Oh.
of the correct procedures.
Oh, no, that actually is what I said.
okay.
oh,
So,
okay,
yeah.
that-
you were. I just wanted to make sure you did do it in the correct, proper.
Oh, I went through the most
HR
formal, yeah, 100% went through the most formal shit way possible to say you're an incompetent fucking retard. But yeah, no, as per my last email, please follow the instructions precisely. Was what I said. And then I stopped responding to him for 4 days. Because I knew he needed that account for a personal project he was working on that was on a time limit. And then I told all my coworkers what happened, showed them the paper records that he sent, and they all agreed to just cancel every task he sent in about it to my task that I wasn't responding to.
Oh, wonderful.
Which is then when he emailed all of my managers. And then
Then all
my
the managers
manager...
are like, what do you want us to do? He's right. What are we supposed to tell Sneaky? He gave you what you needed.
The best part is, in response, the CEO of his company said, blank will no longer be allowed to contact IT.
Amazing.
He's lucky it wasn't blank has been removed.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so, you know, it's just like...
He must bring something to the table to not have to worry about losing his job from that interaction.
He's the IT point of contact for their other company.
Huh?
Are you
So
sure
they
about
have-
that?
They have 2 IT companies. This company that contracts us. So we handle their internal servers, and the other company handles external servers and the printers. For some But yeah. He was their point of contact, and since we were the internal team, he had to get the password and shit from us, 'cause he couldn't make them. But they for a while they were thinking about switching to the external team as a full management and dropping us. And then dipshit McGee comes roaring out of the gate with that email chain, and suddenly all talks about switching over to them as their primary IT source disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't think I trust this idiot.
Yeah, that's just one of those. Just like, I'm sorry, we're paying you X amount per month, and this is the dumbass you assigned to us.
Mhm.
Maybe we need to rethink that contract.
Yeah, it was dumb. But you know what else is dumb? Bleach.
Oh joy.
The drinking of it?
Yes. I do appreciate the token confetti clapping noises and cheering sounds that they've added to each wheel spin.
Yes.
Filipino. Disgraceful. But anyway, gentlemen, let us get into it tonight. And let us read ourselves some garbage-ass fan fiction. Because that's what we do here on the Fan Fiction podcast, is we don't read fan fiction and we talk about everything else. So I figure it's only fair to break that trope and actually read some fan fiction. In a true fan fiction manner. By starting off with a humor romance story. So it's going to have no romance in it or funny things. Amazing. It's
Did
written
we
by
get
someone
Bleach on the
named Pink Snake, so it's definitely not going to be funny.
wheel? Did we end up getting Bleach on the wheel?
Yeah, we got Bleach on the wheel, yeah.
Is this the
Yeah.
second time in a week?
No, Bleach. We haven't done Bleach in a while.
I would say it's been a minute since we did Bleach.
Oh, damn. I swear we did.
It's been at
Bleach.
least a month and a half, I think.
Watch closely. This is how you use a Zanpakuto. Now, anyway, so did you guys hear about how they're making Discord moderator isekai'd into an isekai adventure? The anime?
I'm sorry, what?
I
Yeah.
have now.
No.
Yeah, let me go grab that real quick. So you can all feast your eyes on that. The If I Was Reincarnated as a Discord mod.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I think the funniest thing about this entire PV trailer is if he touches women, he gets electroshock.
Like,
It's like an actual debuff of his. Like it literally shows it in the trailer where a woman was handing him clothing at one point, and he accidentally brushed against her hand with his hand and got literally struck by lightning. It's the funniest shit.
God reached out and said, quit being of weird.
But yeah. So anyway, that's just on one hand I kind of want it to take off. On the other hand, I kind of don't want it to take off. Oh yeah, thank you, LeMay. You posted the comparison video. Yeah. Little bit of a difference between the two. Yeah. Little bit of a difference.
Yeah, in gaming.
Yeah. Bleach, watch closely. This is how you use a Zanpakuto by Pink Snake. In the Central 46 compound, the captain commander of the Goatee 13 and notorious scourge of the Female Shinigami Association, Masasuke Oizaki?
Master Suki Aizaki.
Oh, fair enough. stood before the sages and judges. You have improper relationships with numerous members, seated officers, and captains of the Sarati. As captain commander, maintaining close relationships with them helps facilitate my work. That is, not funny.
No.
Did anyone even get
They-
the slightest hint of chuckle?
No,
No.
no.
What I
Hmm.
got from that is they've gone harem slop anime and made it into a fic.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
More
Like,
likely
it's
than
not
you
even
think.
TXT level slop, it's worse than that. It's just generic harem slop.
Truly, we are punished. Yeah, I mean, it's like 155 chapters, and once again, in true classic dog shit story fashion, about 1.5k words per chapter. Updated between March 3rd and 11 hours ago. So clearly, they are obsessively posting chapters for this story, and they're super small chapters, and it looks like they're posting multiple chapters a day. So what was March 3rd was March, April. So that's what, 60 days we're looking at? Give or take a couple. So over the course of 60 days, they've posted almost 3 times a day with 1,000 word chapters. I don't know why you couldn't just post a single 3K word chapter. Now, to prove my point, I guess basically, I could almost understand it way back in the day. You remember those old days, Max, where just hitting the refresh button in the Naruto section meant you got an entirely new front page?
Oh, hey, look, 17 more updates. Wow, it's only been 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
effectively, right?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, in the Bleach section, that's not exactly how that works. We got about 6 hours between each update on the front page. So that was 11 hours ago. The last update on this front page was 11 hours ago, and that was by the obnoxiously posting guy. Before that's 17 hours ago, so that's a 6-hour difference. Before that's 21 hours ago, so that's what, another 4-hour difference. Before that is a day ago, another day ago, another day ago, 2 days ago. So the front page goes all the way down to April 24th in the Bleach section of last posted chapter. So there is no advantage to posting 3 fucking chapters a day.
It makes
No,
them
no, no.
feel good.
Oh, sure, it makes you feel good, but I mean, maybe they're trying to review farm, but now they just look fucking retarded. Because not only do they have 7 reviews with only 36 favorites and 46 follows, they have 155 chapters to compare that against. So they're getting, on average, a favorite every 5 chapters and a follow every 5 chapters. And they're getting a review of 155 chapters, 7 reviews total. No one's gonna read that story. Like, that's how you tell if something's even worth bothering with. Is if something's got a high favorite count, then you're like, okay, I'll give it a shot. It's gonna suck, probably, but I'll give it a shot. But an obnoxiously high chapter count with an obnoxiously close word count, followed up by basically no one favoriting the story. Oh, no one's gonna give you the chance.
Yeah.
But we will, because that's how benevolent we are.
We is?
I mean, you know, from a, you know, if like you look to your side, squint.
Listen, we've
Sort
got
of.
enough alcohol in our system to pretend we're benevolent.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
The sun shone brightly and cool breeze rustled the leaves along the street. Two children in clean clothes walked along, enjoying the wind. Their presence stood... Wait, why is there wind?
Drama.
I guess...
Rule of cool.
I mean, yes, obviously. But, I mean, like... Wouldn't wind in the Soul Realm be just, like... the captains practicing? Or something?
I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like the overwash from the captains practicing their sword swings or something. Because like there's no air in Soul Society, so there's no hot and cold differentials of said air to cause wind with. Soul Society doesn't rotate around a sun. Soul Society doesn't rotate like a planet. So there's no momentum to the
Now,
atmosphere.
hang on a minute, Sneaky. It absolutely rotates around the weight of Kenpachi's massive balls.
Nah, bro's a pussy.
I mean the original Kenpachi.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Their presence stood out sharply against the harsh environment surrounding them. Ichimaru, hurry up. The registration for Shino Academy is about to close. I don't want to wait until tomorrow. A lively young girl with orange hair dressed in white yakuta hopped and skipped ahead excitedly. You know what I've never seen explored in Bleach? The fact that literally everyone goes to Soul Society. Why isn't there an American district?
Because there is in the new light novel sequels an American Afterlife. They fight dragons.
Wait, what?
Based.
That's cool as fuck, brother!
Wait,
Yeah,
wasn't that the British version?
Was it British? I thought it was the
Yeah, that was
American.
British.
I'm pretty like I knew there was. We only knew of the British area, nothing else. And dragons.
Something about witches or whatever.
Yeah, burn the witch or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which may or may not lead into Fire Force, which may or may not lead into Death Eater.
as far as I know, there's no connection to Fire Force. That was a different author.
I know. I think they just included it as a reference.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just like I can't remember what one it was, but there was a Kaguya Lovers War reference in something as well, where Kaguya was a photographer or something. Which one was that?
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't
Is
remember.
that
Yeah.
My Dress Up Darling?
I think it was My Dress Up Darling, yeah. Speaking of which, I don't know if this is a translator win or a translator massive L. But I just played the Girls Frontline 2 newest event story.
Mm-hmm.
Very funny. If the translations are accurate, very meta.
Oh?
Got some very meta commentary on games and game practices and company practices and players and how they interact with the games.
That sounds
Yeah, some meta commentary going on there. But there was another reference made an appearance of at one point they were threatening Sleepo Beepo's manga collection, and she goes, "No, not my Doll Times Family limited release." I had to search really hard for that. Referencing Spy Time's family to those who are not aware.
Mhm.
But, yes. Sleepo Beepo is indeed a very good character. No, her name is not actually Sleepo Beepo. That's just what everyone calls her. So yeah, anyway, back to the Bleach story. It's stupid as fuck. It's got a bunch of original characters in it, and honestly, no one cares. Hey, their grammar's fine. Too bad their chapters are fucking short. And I can't give a fuck about a romance humor story. So, yeah. That's yeah. It's a story about two OCs who have a new revival of childhood adventure, comedy, romance, partner, duo, buddy cop story in a original district with original characters going to an original school. Might as well not even make it fucking Bleach at this point,
Bleach.
but
But it is
that-
Bleach. It's totally Bleach.
Does
Don't
that
you
mean
know?
it's original fiction on the bingo?
um
I don't even
no,
have that actually.
because technically speaking, the plot relies on Bleach lore, and they have Bleach power sets, and um the world isn't being changed. It's just
Mm,
new area generated.
yeah.
But then on top of that, what it is actually is first chapter didn't get to the point. Because the first chapter gets to the point where they're saying, yeah, so he started as nothing and he made his way up to the criminal underboss of the area, and now he's trying to become a Shinigami. And this is his story. It's like, okay, well, he didn't become Captain Commander of the Goaty 13. He hasn't fucked a bunch of people yet, and we're not starting with him being held trial for fucking a bunch of people yet. So yeah, first chapter didn't get to the point.
Cool. Is there a Patreon at the bottom, may I ask?
Is there a Patreon mentioned at all? No. No author's
Oh.
notes.
You know what? Sneak, did we get any weeb honorifics?
Nope.
Add grammar? No.
I can't
I'm
even.
really not
It's
good
not
at
even.
grammar.
I can't even say it's OC. Well, nothing happened, so we can't really say OC times canon.
Yeah.
I mean, he does declare that his OC is going to fuck canon in a giant harem route. So, I mean, I'll allow that one.
OC canon? Cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't just tell us what they were like. He, nominally speaking, wrote some stuff. So it's not a non-chapter.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, I mean, honestly, yeah, there wasn't much going on in this chapter, even bad-wise. Alright, so let's get into the romance supernatural, because that's always gonna be a great section. I don't know why we need to label a Bleach story as supernatural, but
yeah, hang on a second. That feels like a redundant tag for this.
you know what I
this
feel the
section.
most redundant tag ever possible is? labeling a story genre as supernatural when you're writing a supernatural fanfic. I feel like it's kind of implied at that point.
Don't you know,
It's like
Sneaky,
if you
it's
wrote.
supernatural in Supernatural.
Yeah, I mean, it's also sort of like
I-
labeling your story as a romance when the story you're writing a fanfic for is Love Actually. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was. We all
Uh,
kind of figured that one, buddy.
I know that there's at least one supernatural fanfiction whose title is Supernatural. The summary says Supernatural. The tag is Supernatural, and it's got one chapter with one word, Supernatural.
You know what? You're
That's
probably right. That probably does exist.
That's got to exist somewhere on the internet, right?
Supernatural.
But yeah, so anyway, up next is a romance supernatural story called As We Know It by Kuchki24. Rukia is your average human adult living with her overprotective older brother. Life is boring and mundane in town of Karakura until Rukia experiences creepy phenomena. Not believer of unseen until two men come into her life and fuck her in the ass. This opens her eyes and mind. So, gentlemen,
I dislike
We don't-
so much of the way this is going.
we don't even need... Oh, what the hell? We don't even need to open this story up, and I can already tell you some of the tags on here. Female author syndrome. Obviously, I mean, I don't know how much closer to female author syndrome you can get than writing the Bleach version of Twilight.
With a weird, creepy ghost gangbang.
The ghost gangbang is Ichigo is the Shinigami and Grimmjow is the Hollow that show up and fight over her.
Oh my
No,
god.
apparently Grimmjow defects to the Shinigamis cause of crazy Aizen. Fake Karakura did happen. Aizen was locked up. This is just a weird alternate universe where Ichigo doesn't know anyone from Karakura.
What?
There's an
What?
ending author's note in chapter 1 that doesn't explain anything.
That just makes me question more things.
It's bad.
That's terrible. They couldn't even write Twilight correctly.
Mm.
Damn. That's impressive. That's like literally level 0 of female author story. Damn.
They have 9 chapters, not even 40k words in 9 years.
Oh my god, I just realized that really is 9 years. Holy shit.
Literally today, 9 years.
Imagine updating once a year with a chapter, but that chapter you're updating with is like 6,000 words long. That's
They've got
crazy.
They've got another story, 32 chapters, 200k words in 10 years. They haven't updated since 2021.
So what they published on 2011?
Yeah. They joined May 10th, 2010. These are an old fanfiction writer.
Damn. That's Damn, that's crazy. That That's actually throwing me.
Sneaky has been struck dumb.
I mean, it's like, look, yeah, I get it. Hey, look, you know, I'm part of the one chapter a year crowd. Okay, I get it. At least the chapter we update with is like 15 to 20k words long. And not like 5,000 words long. You know? At least the story that we're updating once a year still actually got somewhere and isn't in the first half of the first book still, you know? At least it did take us 9 years to get to the first half of the first book. That's crazy. That is some dedicated
And all this, and I don't even have female author, just author barely fetish, and knows nothing.
That's rough. But yeah, no, definitely female author syndrome there. Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Only two.
I will also say original story. 'Cause, I mean, it effectively
story?
is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even have that. And two doesn't make a harem, so I can't get that.
Oh, Protector's Pride finished?
Yeah, and he's made a original book. That he's
Oh, he's made a
posted.
sequel.
No, so he only gave the notes to the sequel. He's posted that to show off his original book and its name and where you can find it.
Oh, Christ, that is an age flash.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. This story was originally published in 2009, by the way.
Yep.
It's been a long time. So much has happened. I'm sitting here lacking the words. My kids are grown up. I have a teenager now.
Oh.
It's been years since I last touched this account. A decade and a half when I finished what I thought was my magnum opus, Protector's Pride. That's right. No, it actually did finish like super long ago. Yeah.
In 2010.
Yeah. I remember that. I still have plans for a Divine Deadline. Yeah, I remember that one too. And I honestly don't like Divine Deadline. It was kind of bad.
Yeah,
even though I haven't been updating, I've never given up writing. I finished writing a real book.
Sneaky, is this a non-chapter?
No. He's the Mistbound guy.
Yeah, he's Mistbound.
No shit.
Huh.
We've had him show up before.
Yeah.
Royal Road, let's see.
Mistbound Eternity?
Yeah, it's rough because, okay, so Mistbound is a little bit of an overused name, which is unfortunate.
Under Neo Ryu, under the same name.
Under the same name? Okay.
Ryu 77. 777. He's not showing up.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Damn. That's rough, buddy. Yeah, unfortunately, you picked one of the most generic names possible. So I guess it's not the Mistbound dude. We've never heard of you.
On Brave, looking up Neo Ryu 777 Royal Road actually gives me the author's real name.
Amazing. Oh, well done, Brave.
They released it on their Twitter.
Oh, well, okay, well, that's not really doxing them then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they've put that out there. They chose to put that into the universe.
But yeah, Seeing if everyone's still here. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Wow. It's been years since I've thought about Protector's Pride. That's crazy.
Mm. The last time I saw it was when I was checking out what was the most favorited and followed Bleach fix sometime last year, and Protector's Pride is second most favorited, fourth most followed.
I'm not
Wow.
surprised. Back in the day, Protector's Pride was like. It was like,
It was well written compared to a lot of Bleach fix at the time.
True. There's that. I'm thinking more like I'm trying to think more of like the iconacy of it. It was.
Yeah.
It was Professor Arc of the Bleach section.
Bleach. The first big fic that did Ichigo deals with his hollow different, except they continued instead of dying in like 5 chapters.
Yeah, they actually went somewhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Chaos Emperor next, the author of the Bleach TXT fic. Do me a wrong.
I will do you several wrongs, boy.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Was this the April 1st one? Yeah, no, I think this is the April. This was the joke story that he made. Feline days, because the summary is the cat that I live with is secretly a soul reaper who turns into a
Yeah.
dark-skinned beauty, but is shockingly also my wife? Question mark.
Yeah, they a light novel title, April Fool's fic.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of interconnected one-shots.
What if Rukia? Wait, are you my brother? You published this in December of 2024. What if Rukia died in the first arc?
Losing someone you should have valued, full stop, 1G.
Um,
What does the 1G mean?
1 gold, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that was her
I-
drop.
that
In 2024.
all I can think about is the fact that Aizen technically wins, because if she dies before Ichigo gets his Soul Reaper powers, everything's just done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
Ichigo explicitly is needed to defeat Aizen because Ichigo was the only person to not be affected by his.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the only one to not see it initially.
I mean, I think
Like-
it's even more insane because
Aizen-
what if
Aizen
Rukia
wins.
died? It's just so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an idea for an AU, but at the same time, oh well, you should have valued her more. You didn't value her enough. That's why she died. It's like, no.
He invaded
but
Soul Society
honestly-
for her.
Oh god, yeah, no.
I would
Aizen
say-
wins no matter what. So if Rukia dies before he gets his powers, he doesn't get his powers, everything's fucked. If Rukia dies after he gets his powers, Byakuya just straight up murks him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he
Oh,
is
no,
like
so
the
this
only
is-
reason
yeah.
I'm letting you live is as a favor
Yeah.
No, so
to my
this
younger
is,
sister-in-law.
This is happening after Byakuya took his powers and he got him back. Essentially, Ichigo was just too slow to stop the big fire attack from killing her.
Yeah, I know, but that's
And-
what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is like that. It makes no sense. The summary is like, oh, well, you should have cared more about Rukia. It's like,
He invaded
who?
the afterlife.
Us? Ichigo?
Uh,
Like,
Brother,
who's supposed to care more about Rukia? Like, I'm really confused here.
first chapter's Byakuya's point of view, so I'm guessing him. Her brother who stood back and let her die.
I mean, I guess. That's.
But even
I mean, each chapter is less than
Wait.
1,000 words.
She's not even dead in the first
Well,
chapter.
Yeah, what's the story
Wow.
for this?
Yeah,
What if
hasn't even
Rukia
killed her off.
died? Let me
I-
copy paste it.
Like, again, like no matter what happens, if Rukia dies at any point, but I want to say at any point before they invade Hueco Mundo, it's just Aizen wins. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I-
He wins.
Listen, if she dies in the first arc, Aizen wins because, hey, I'll be grabbing that Hogyoku without
Yeah,
doing
it's fine,
any
but
exposition.
it's also not the first arc, but like, it's still just like, guys, Aizen wins. That's what happens. Because her death is absolutely going to break Ichigo at that point. Because it's literally, I was a step too late.
Yeah.
That's gonna break him.
Yeah.
Aizen gets the Hogyoku so fucking early. So
Wait.
early.
I mean,
I'm
that
19
would be
chapters
free
in,
now.
and this guy's just doing canon. He even had Ichigo stop the big firebird in chapter 18 already.
Wait.
Why is
The thing
chapter
that's gonna kill
22 the
Rukia,
chapter called The End?
the thing that's supposed to kill Rukia was stopped from killing Rukia.
Uh,
This is just canon.
Yeah.
no, all I could say is like Aizen wins, and odds are, assuming that Aizen wins and he gets to keep all his fucking power-ups, the 1,000-year blood arc isn't gonna happen now because Yuak's absolutely not gonna be able to deal with a fully unleashed Aizen.
Yeah.
You know what? That is the one upside.
Because it's like, all right, Yuak, cool, your ability fucks with reality. How do you deal with a device that's theoretically stronger than you at fucking with reality?
True.
Because that's what the Hyokyoku does. It literally says, fuck you, reality. You're my bitch now. Like, Yuak is sitting here with the Reality Stone and the Time Stone, whereas Aizen is sitting with the full Infinity Gauntlet. Plus
Yeah.
2. Like, Aizen wins. That's it. The Bleach universe no longer matters. Aizen wins. He's the glorious overlord now, and you will just have to accept this truth.
What? Byakuya dies in chapter 23. Rukia's still alive in the latest update.
Wait, how is she still alive? There's 24
Because
chapters. Why is she
Byakuya's
still alive?
Byakuya's the one that apparently dies, not Rukia.
What?
This has to be AI written. 100%.
It has
It's just
18
AI.
reviews.
This has to just be an AI written story, and the guy's not even looking at what the AI is writing.
Well, several of these reviews are definitely AI
Several of these
written reviews or
reviews
bots.
is the author.
Jesus Christ.
55397 RBK is the author.
Oh,
He's reading his own story and reviewing it, which shows that he didn't write this shit.
That's amazing.
his review for chapter 6 is so funny because it's like analyzing the story in the broader context of society, politics, and governance. Like, my dude,
Brother.
you are barely 6,000 words into this story. What do you mean analyzing?
I'm analyzing your inability to proofread the AI, brother.
And not even realize that you posted this story.
One of them, wait, I'm sorry. Rukia being Rukia, no, wait, hold on. So wait, Rukia being led to execution, I'm assuming that's what chapter 6 is about. Is she still being led there to her execution?
Chapter 6? That was... No, that's Byakuya Renji defeating Uryu and then them taking Rukia back to Soul Society. It's literally just canon of Ichigo bleeding out on the floor.
Okay, but
That's it.
his response in chapter 6 is, "This is the most memorable scene in Bleach, and it made me fall in love with Rukia's character."
Yeah.
Ichigo bleeding out on the floor because he got beat by a scrub, and Rukia being like, "No, Ichigo, that's what made you fall in love with Rukia?"
You see, Sneaky, they were attracted to the idea that a woman would give a shit about their life.
I really love this guest review who definitely is not the author.
Can we put authors knows nothing on this because the author doesn't even know that he posted this own fic while he's reviewing it?
No,
Because this is just canon as well.
no, he
It's
knows it's
just
his
him.
story. No, in chapter 9, he leaves a review saying, "Shout out to my dear reader, my singular reader, who reread this so many times. I wonder why. I reread it and analyzed it obsessively too." Yeah, so he knows.
The only one that's constantly reviewing is him.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's the best part.
And the bot. And a bot that has actually posted on here multiple times. That's it.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let's get some English translation going on here. Camera enabled. All right, hold on. I'm getting this review translated. You had me reeling over Rukia's death sentence for these past 18 chapters. And I still have to wait a while longer, hoping she'll be rescued like in canon.
The whole
The whole
The
premise of the
whole-
fucking story is Rukia dies, and she doesn't even die!
Right.
Damn!
It-
Rukia is so incompetent she
it's-
can't even die correctly.
It's
That
a canon
tracks.
rehash. It's a
Oh.
canon rehash, but instead of Byakuya's
Am I
wounds
wrong,
not being
Max?
fatal when he takes an attack for Rukia, he just dies. That's it. It's just
What?
canon.
Well, on the bright side, anyone who's got first chapter doesn't get to the point does get to mark
already
that
got
off
that.
now.
We already got that though. Oh
When
wait,
did we get
Japanese
that one?
honorifics. They're using Knee Summer and all the fucking
Ah, the
shit
last
from the
story.
anime.
No, we've discussed this. The honorific should only be if it's not consistent.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the
It is.
honorifics are only if it's not consistent.
There's shit like fuck. Alright.
No, it's gotta be
The-
randomly going Nissan and then minutes later not using it.
Yeah,
Ah.
or like for whatever reason, going. Yeah, Naruto's the best example. Kakashi Sensei, and suddenly they're talking about fireball jutsu instead of going with the full Japanese
Yeah.
naming. Like, please just stick to one or the other, man. I think the only series I give slack to is like the Persona series, because of how they did a good job translating and dubbing that stuff. Oh god. Okay, what's the next one, Sneaky?
Ichigo with Thor as his Zenpakuto spirit.
Which
And that's Thor from the God of War
Thor?
games, by the way.
Okay.
God of War games Thor.
Oh.
This is gonna be a bit of a departure.
Whoa, what the hell? Why does he sound far away?
I think he walked away from his desk.
I did.
True.
Alright, so this is gonna be a
I'm
bit of
gonna-
a departure from Bleach, but I have been reliably reminded that L4 of the West exists, and I must once again inflict them all upon you. So, L4 of the West, to everyone not aware, is a retard. We've covered his stories multiple times in the past, and they're all terrible. Here you go. So here's the story we're covering. So I know it's a space battle story, but he has a fanfiction account as well, so it's, whatever. So L4 of the West here. I think he's divinely cursed to never write any fandom correctly.
So does that mean we get to mark off author knows nothing, just preemptively?
Yes. L4 of the West mention author knows nothing. So he decided to write a Yojo Senki Mass Effect crossover.
Did he spell a sorry right?
He spelt a sorry wrong.
I was looking
Yeah,
at it.
he
I'm
did.
like, it looks like he's trying to spell Acer.
There,
It looks like he's
Acer.
trying to butcher making her an elf from
Ace.
Fantasy Warhammer.
Yeah, or an Aesir from Norse mythology. It looks like.
Either
No,
way,
that's a sorry. He spelt it Acer instead. One letter off.
What the fuck did I come back to?
L4 of the West.
I don't know who
This
that is.
dude is fucking retarded. He cannot write anything correctly ever. No matter what the fandom is. He's written a 40k story where we had a female Primarch who was genetically defective and it was taking place in 30k. Yeah.
I want to meet this man.
And beat him to death with a rusty hammer.
That would be very kind.
I'm
True
sorry.
What I would do.
Hey, all I can think of right now. Hang on. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I hope they have the GIF.
Oh god. So some other the other stories we've covered of his on this podcast was the Tanya as a peace-loving Mandalorian princess. Yeah, I just want to talk to him. Yeah.
But yeah, listen, the whole thing is stupid.
Why do you have a gun then? I just want to talk to him.
This is insane. I just want to talk to him.
Put the gun away. I just want to talk to him. Why are you doing this?
I want to shoot him.
You can't shoot him. I want to talk to him. Oh god, yeah, the Family Guy actually is funny occasionally.
When it's
It
in
has
out
its
of context.
Yeah, true.
Like,
In a
listen,
vacuum.
there's a lot of like minute and 30-second clips or like 2-minute clips that are funny.
Yeah, I think the critical flaw with Family Guy is they try and turn like a 12-minute long skits into like a show. Instead of having a show with skits in it, it's like multiple skits together with the show as justification for them happening. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like it kind of like kills itself effectively.
Yeah. It's,
But yeah, so we've talked about this guy before. He wrote the Mandalorian princess story, where Tanya is reincarnated as the twin sister of Satine, and she's super peace loving and really kind and great at weapons. A natural genius at weapons, instinctually knowing how to use every weapon she ever touches.
yeah, it's just. And here's the thing. You could totally take Tanya and put her as the peace-loving sister of Satine, but who is the voice of rationality for Satine.
Sure.
Like, look, you know that I want peace just as much as you do. But those guys over there that are calling themselves the Death Watch are not just gonna let us. So buck up and embrace the family heritage and get the HMG off the wall, sis.
Those guys call themselves the Death Watch, and I assure you, it's not because it's a boarding home.
They are not taking in troubled suicidal teenagers and rehabilitating them, okay?
Oh, I was referring to old folks home. Yeah, that
know.
works too. Yeah.
Listen, it works both ways.
Both works.
Now, that being said, I do imagine a scene of Tanya lightly tapping her sister's face. Now, sis, get the HMG.
You know what? You could do a decent "I'm just going to talk to him" skit with Tanya.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cockfluke. I'm just going to talk to him. Why do you have a Luger? I just wanted to talk to him.
Why is your orb spinning up?
Why are you glowing?
Why are you holding a war crime?
It's not a war crime yet.
Tanya,
Yeah, sure.
why do you have a thermal detonator? I just want to talk to him.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is
But
not
yeah.
the one you bring for talking to someone. That is what you bring to talk to several someone.
I will say that was a great moment in the latest Reacher season.
What? Wait, did they have a moment like that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they did. It was a giant standoff, and the bad guy was like, "Oh, why shouldn't I just kill you here and now?" And then one of them pulls out a grenade, pulls out the pin, and goes, "Then we both don't get to walk away."
I may lose, but I'm gonna make sure you
Everybody
lose with me.
loses. And the guy is just like, "Ugh!" Oh god. Yeah, no, I do like Reacher, despite the comments that the actor has made.
I mean, listen, that's great. And like, man, I wish some of the older Star Wars scenes could get revamped so we could see what kind of energy Leia's giving off when Jabba asks, "And why shouldn't I just throw you in the pit?" Pulls out thermal detonator. That's a mood.
Everyone just pauses and is like, "Do we run? Do we stand here?
Do we shoot him?" Because at that point they think it's a him.
Everyone's just like, that's one way to negotiate." But yeah, no, I mean, good times. But yeah, no, the L4 just can't write a fucking story to save his life that's accurate to the fandom he's writing for. It's crazy. It is crazy, let me tell you. But is what it is, and he writes so many. I cannot believe this man has 1,000 watchers.
A man who writes so much and is
Yeah.
so very wrong.
Yeah. This is possibly the first Blue Tanya story. Sure. It's a commission story? People are paying him to write this?
Oh, Sign! We gotta get Sign in on this racket!
Sign's got a power.
He is! We're feeding him!
If you guys want to pay someone who actually knows how to write Tanya, take a look at this Star Wars story.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, that's crazy. But yeah, that's I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know how to feel about him being commissioned to write that.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just like, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Out of all the authors, you go to him.
Yeah. Like, the guy is like disgustingly incompetent when it comes to writing anything accurately. I guess it's just the like sheer word count angle. That's the only thing I can think of, you know? It's like
Yeah.
it's just the fact that the dude shits out words, so many words per week. Because he's apparently, according to his summary, he's writing 25,000 words a week. Which, that's a book a month. Which, if you think you can write a good book a month,
If
why
you
aren't
listen, brother, you think you can write a good book a month? Whew, I don't know what I don't know what Jim Butcher and Sanderson and Tolkien and all the rest of them were doing wrong, but
Yeah, you
you
clearly
should be giving out lessons, brother.
Yeah, you shouldn't be writing fanfic. You should be writing original stories. I mean, you've been writing
You
for
should be selling
what,
writing classes to
6 years
professional
now?
authors.
Oh, why don't you already? Well, yeah, we got 52 weeks in the year. Even if let's say you take 2 weeks of time off a year, right? So that's like 50 chapters. Sorry, that's 50,000. No, 50 chapters. No, 50 chapters. 50 weeks of 25,000 words. So that's like what, 14 books
Yeah.
a year? Something like that. If you're writing 14 books a year, why aren't you? You know, if you're spending all this time writing commission works for like $100 here and there throughout the year, why if you're so good at writing that you manage to crank out a whole book a month, why aren't you writing an
You
original
could be
story
writing
and
some
selling it?
original
You could
lit
sell
RPG slop.
You could sell original stories for $1 and make more money than the commission. Because he's got 500 people that read his slop. Enough to the point where they like his story. So if you sold every story for $1, story, not chapter, story, you sold every story for $1, and you wrote 14, so that's 500 people reading 14 stories a year for $1. And I'm sure way more people would buy the story if it was just $1. I'm sure there's hundreds more people that would go look at this and be like, oh, it's $1. If I lose it, if I don't like it, it's just a fucking $1. I'm not even gonna bother refunding it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be generous and go with just 500, right? So that's what, $700 per. Yeah, no, $700. No. I feel like it's more. That's $700. No.
If they're charging $1 a person.
Yeah, no, it is $700. I mean, that's fair. Wait. No. I feel like I'm going insane. Okay,
It would be
God, I
really
hope
funny
not.
if it had been.
No, that'd be
Just
fine.
making sure.
Yeah, no, we haven't been muted the whole time. I think it was when I typed in L4 into Google. Yeah, so anyway, the part that I've been muted for was us discovering that L4 of the West has just been taking donations from his coffee account and refunneling them towards porn artists and porn writers of the furry and child variety.
I'm not sure what to do with that information.
Delete it. Obviously.
True.
What the fuck? Help pay Social Security? I would like to cover my yearly Social Security for basic medical issues.
I
I'm
don't care who
sorry.
the government sends. I am not paying
What
taxes.
fucking country do you live in that critical medical care can be covered for an entire year for $2,000?
Probably European.
Oh, jeez. That is a fucking massive abscess. I mean, okay, so don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. It looks like they actually need some medical assistance. However, they're a furry artist. Can't they just draw like 3 photos?
Okay, here's the thing, Sneaky. They could be a bad furry artist. Like,
True.
'cause,
I am
like again,
Big if
the
true.
people I knew in college
Truth Newt.
that, I want to be clear, they were very good artists, putting themselves through college by getting paid by furries. They were not furries. They were like, man, I'm trying to. I think the worst.
there.
commission
Jesus
was-
Christ! This person has a worse medical history than Gray.
How the fuck?
Liver
now I'm
transplant
curious.
due to birth defect and partial gallbladder necrosis.
My God.
Holy crap!
Abscess in the lungs. What the fuck?
Jesus!
Jeez, I almost feel bad enough to donate to the guy. Just like, hey man, you don't deserve that.
About 55,000 USD in total with taxes and fees. I paid for
Jesus.
about 10,000 using a loan and game sales. I mean, game sales.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. No one should have to take out a loan to be allowed to live.
No.
Banks disagree. Of
I mean, okay, so here's the thing, right?
course, I work at a bank, and it's very unfortunate.
You don't have a right to live.
Understandable.
We're not going down that.
Right, but I feel like that needs to be said on a certain level. You have a right to not be killed by someone else, but you don't have a right to force other people to give you resources and labor so you don't die. That's not a right. That's a privilege of living in a society, but it's not a right. Pesos? Yeah, they're Mexican. Which is crazy because that means if they were in America getting this surgery, it would be way more expensive. Also, fun
Yeah,
American
also, just remember,
healthcare fact.
pro tip for Americans: healthcare is much cheaper in Canada, and as long as you go
And
to
you won't
resort
get it.
towns, you will probably keep your liver.
You also won't get it because you'll go on a list that's 12 months long. So.
Well, yeah, that's why you pay to cut the line too, and even that's
True.
still cheaper.
Well, actually, there's a life hack when it comes to getting American healthcare. Um, don't tell them you have insurance, and they won't charge you a ridiculous sum of money.
And then you hand them the insurance card.
No, you just hand them the money. Because I had to get a procedure that was like going to be $11,000, and I was like, I don't have insurance, and they're like, oh, it's going to be $100 then. I was like, oh, I can pay that.
I can pay that.
Said
Yeah, I
bro,
can
knowing
do
that.
that.
He cannot pay for it.
I will admit I have on occasion shopped around for medical quotes.
I mean, it's a little bit different if you have to get onto a prescription or something, or I mean, especially like what I was doing was getting my wisdom teeth removed, but they basically had to cut my whole fucking jaw open to do that.
I question why they would need to do that, but
My teeth were coming in upside down.
Holy shit, brother!
It happens.
Yeah. And from a portion of the jaw they're not supposed to be coming in from too.
most understandable.
Hey, Sneaky,
That's-
you want to tell your jaw to quit being fucking defective?
No, that's
Impossible.
it's just my family's genetic history. I knew it was gonna happen because of my dad. But yeah. So anyway, I just told them I didn't have insurance, and they knocked like 95% of the price off. Because
That's a first.
well, no, it's not a first. It's literally how our medical system operates. They're not going to charge you money you can't pay back, because if they charge you money you can't pay back, that means they have to enter into a court situation to get the courts to force you to pay the money you don't have to them. And
That's
that
not
means
a
they're going to
fun
be
time, yeah, I
spending
guess.
more money trying to get money from you than they're actually going to get in money from you. And so it's just easier for them to actually just charge an amount of money that you can probably pay back than a amount of money that you can't pay back. And where a lot of people fuck up is by being middle class wealth, and they try
You have fucked
and
up by being middle class.
I mean no really, because here's the thing, right?
I know.
Is
you're,
that
I
a
know.
lot of people have like insurance through their company or insurance they've personally picked up, and technically it's against the law to not give your insurance in some states, to not give your insurance when you're going in for a medical procedure.
Yes, that's true.
And so they get fucked over by this because the healthcare company and the insurance company have a bunch of back-end agreements about how much money they're actually going to charge, how much they're gonna, fucking play around with. Or the hospital will be like, oh, actually, it's gonna be $100,000. And the insurance company is like, yeah, but I gave you that reach around, and it was a pretty good reach around. And they're like, yeah, it was a pretty good reach around. So we'll only charge you $39,000. And then they pocket like the other half of the money that the hospital didn't charge them. And then the hospital pockets most of the money that they charged you. And then you ultimately only were on the hook for $5,000, when in reality the procedure cost $10.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're poor and you don't have insurance, it's really easy to get medical procedures for cheap because they know they can't charge you anything. Also, if you actually want genuinely okay medical care, going to Mexico for cheaper surgeries is actually a thing, not Canada. Canada actually comes to the U.S. for their medical procedures, not the other way around.
Yeah, my grandmother
But
did that a
Sneaky,
lot.
someone told me that Canada has the best health care.
Luigi.
They're a fucking liar.
I know.
Well, no, see, Canada has the best healthcare because you only ever need to use Canadian healthcare once.
Ah,
That's
there's a
true.
joke. In the words of Low Tier
True.
God, now.
Yeah, true. But no, yeah, so it's just like it's a rough thing all around. A lot of people get fucked over by the system. Is what it is. It's never gonna change. It doesn't really matter how many CEOs get shot in the head in New York streets.
Which, now to be clear, that doesn't mean you should stop shooting the CEOs. There's a
No,
small
it
chance
does
it will
mean that.
change.
No,
In Minecraft.
legally,
Definitely
yes,
does mean that.
is
Yes,
100%
legally.
means.
Listen, we're all on the Luigi memes here. Nobody shoot anybody.
Yeah, but please
Mm.
don't get your stream banned for memeing too hard. Don't meme
See,
too close to the sun.
I do not meme too close to the sun. Atin, on the other hand, is a loose cannon.
I disagree.
Well, I mean,
I've
I
seen what you do.
I have audio proof that it is that way. So,
You
well, I guess
You want to talk about audio, Sneaky? Sneaky, come on now. You don't want to dig that hole for yourself, buddy. There's a lot of audio. There's a lot more incriminating audio for you than there is for me.
Yeah, sure, but there's a lot more clips of stuff that you've said than I have. But
It's funny. We expect Sneaky to say gamer things. We don't expect Atten to. That's what makes it amusing.
True. But yeah, so that's that. Feel bad for this artist, I guess, who apparently has multiple failing lungs.
They have a worse medical history than Gray, and we're all just sitting here going, "Damn, bro, that's rough."
That sucks.
And
bro.
my medical history is getting worse.
That's true. You know what? He is speedrunning percentage of failing body when my competition is Gray.
Someone's gonna win. And neither of us want to be.
All I can say is God bless the both of you, man.
I don't think there was a lot of blessings going on.
Sure, there are. They're just
I kind of like the opposite.
grandfathers.
True.
There was no blessings, there was only maledictions.
I will say a pretty funny story I read the other day. It was very short, sweet, very to the point. And it was basically just Danny Phantom's story. His parents find out he's a ghost, and his father's immediate response was, "Egad, my son's been murdered by a ghost. I must now take revenge for my murdered son, who I still deeply love." And wholesome things are wholesome.
Yeah, I mean,
that's in line. Yeah.
I think it was an older story, but I really did appreciate the fact that, by older I mean like a couple years old, that people still write good shit like that, and it was entirely in Jack Fitton's character. His thinking was not, "Oh, I've been hunting my son."
It was, "Egad, a ghost has taken over my child."
Yeah, immediately, I must now save my child. Which I sort of appreciated, just because it was nice and wholesome and very simple. And the point I want to make is sometimes knowing when to keep a one-shot is the best thing a story can do. Because there's some ideas that are just so punchy and so good when kept short and sweet. And I sure as hell have a problem with that. I am not good at keeping things short and sweet.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. More or less. So anyway.
If more authors could follow the KISS rule, we'd be better off.
I mean, okay, look, so we're gonna deviate again. On Sign server, Sign has an semi-X beta, known as Chinlamp. Chinlamp writes slopfic. Pretty much fully admits it, slopfic as well. He writes slopfic quests on some dog shit quest website. Quests are effectively short chapters that at the end of every chapter you leave a bunch of options up for choose your own adventure voting.
Is it
It's a
Fiction Live?
yeah,
Whatever?
Fiction Live, yeah. And it's a really dog shit system. It's a slop fest. Power to the masses. Engagement bait garbage. No story is ever good on Fiction Live, for obvious reasons. If you ever give your audience the right to choose how the story goes, pretty much unless you carefully cultivate your audience like Shiro does, you're going to have a majority of incompetent retards voting on something, and your story's going to quickly die. So, as far as that goes, it is what it is. But Slopfest King here decided to ask a question in the writing channel on Sign server, in which basically he was asking how often he should do flashbacks, and if he should be doing like flashback chapters in parallel to normal chapters, or a little scene at the start of chapters when it's relevant doing a flashback fic, that sort of thing. And we both kind of, pretty much everyone that responded to him was basically just like, generally dog shit. And then I brought up the fact that Naruto one time in the 4th Great Ninja War had a flashback inside of a flashback. Max might remember it. It was the time where Madara had the flashback about his time with Hiroshima before they formed the village, and then they had a flashback inside that flashback to when Hiroshima's brother died.
What were we, like 3 or 4 flashbacks in the anime?
Yeah.
Manga. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Just like, wow, this is stupid.
Flashception.
Because we had it was flash. No, wasn't it? Didn't we also have flashbacks with Neji at some point, and it was flashbacks of shit we'd already seen as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, what? There's a lot of flashbacking in the 4th War.
Are you saying there could be 4th flashbacks too?
It's one of those techniques that you have to be offering something new by using it, and you have to be very careful with sharing.
What my opinion basically boiled down to when it came to flashbacks is flashbacks really only work in the visual medium because, as I've said before, is the visual medium basically lets you shortcut and skip a whole fuckload of scene description and setting up the scene. Like, you can have a short little, like, 5-second flashback that gives you way more, like a 5-second flashback in a anime is like a chapter in the light novel. And a whole ass fucking chapter can massively derail the pacing of a story, can massively derail the perceptions of the narrative in the story, and maybe that's your intention. Right? Maybe you want to do a Clue-style story, right? That's totally fine. But again, I've said this before with many other things, is when you want to do something that consumes the narrative like that, you have to make it the narrative. The point of the story has to be based around using these flashbacks. Because otherwise, it just takes away from the story.
As a slight contrapoint, partly to play devil's advocate, partly to simply offer my own experience, I've seen it used in sort of revelation moments as just sort of like short bullet points of, oh, these were things that were said, here's recontextualization. But I have to say with flashbacks, like you said, it is a hard pump on the brakes because by definition, you cannot offer genuinely new information. You can at most offer recontextualization. And the absolute worst thing people do is when they have a flashback and they say, oh, but the person was unreliable. And in reality, it's not that the person was unreliable. It's just you're changing things in the past of the story.
Your story needed to change because you're retarded.
Yeah. It's see, that's the thing is I'm fine with unreliable narrator. Well, that's the other thing is someone piped up with, "What's your opinion on amnesia in a story?" And I said, "Well, obviously, as a completely unbiased source on amnesia being used in the narrative, it's a good thing."
Oh, Sneaky, stop gaslighting people.
No, I included the
Impossible
part
challenge.
where I said, quote, "obviously unbiased source," end quote. I put the quotations around it, just to be clear.
And I put
Okay.
quotations around it. That means I'm not a fucking asshole for.
I put quotations around it. It means I'm off the hook legally.
Your Honor. you
Nose
said
hair is
quotations.
a baby murdering, child eating Satanist. Now, see, I put all that's in quotes, so it's fine.
How fucking dare you?
Actually, funnily enough, legally it is. If you actually frame it, this is actually something that the mainstream media does a lot, by the way. If you frame it as, "I am not repeating the statement, I am merely saying that someone else said the statement," that can't hold you for slander.
Now,
But
to be clear,
you saying,
someone absolutely can come after you and go, "Well, this is slanderous and damaging my reputation. You got to tell me who did say it then."
no, actually they can't.
Yes,
So
you-
on top,
yes, you
no, you
can.
can't. Nope. So on top of that, if you want to prove damages, it's really hard to prove damages.
I didn't say it was easy. I said it was doable.
No, it is absurdly hard. Like I know of a case where someone quite literally had an email directly saying in the email from the person that they lost a contract with, they cited the slander directly in an email as the reason why this contract worth like 130K wasn't going through. And the court still decided that didn't prove that that was the reason why they ended it. It's really hard to prove in courts damages. Especially if you're already a public figure.
On top of that, you aren't even necessarily entitled to specified losses. You have to prove actual losses. That is, even if the contract was worth 130K, you would have to then prove you would make 130K off the contract. It doesn't matter if that was its valuation.
Yes.
Damages is for specifically for libel or slander is hard. Unless you have infinite money, in which case just, drown your enemy in lawfare.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, then that's completely different, though. But then on top of that, the most you can legally get them to do is not give up their source, but simply legally force them to stop printing it. And maybe if the judge really likes you, you can get them to print a retraction. But that's it.
I will say retractions are usually easier to get than an actual ruling, just because a lot of places will issue retractions like 48 hours after posting an article. Because
yeah, but they'll also put it in like small text in the corner of a quick, scroll.
But that doesn't matter. They print it like.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like they're gonna do it in the most hidden way possible, so they can say that technically they legally followed the instructions. It's so fucking dog shit garbage. But yeah, obviously, I obviously have no bias here. Yes, thank you, Laura. Obviously, unbiased source here about amnesia.
I think also a big part of the problem is when people write amnesia, they write anime amnesia. They don't know what it's like in real life. They don't know.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? If that discussion went any farther, I was literally going to bring up that magical amnesia is my favorite form of amnesia. Because magical amnesia works like that, fuck you.
Yes.
So, yeah, it is very, it's sketchy. I'm not a huge fan of medical amnesia. Maybe at the start of a story, it sort of works because they're basically the terminal for the reader base to understand the world. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to make the character amnesic. But yeah, magical amnesia is my favorite because you just get to say, yeah, it works like this. She has these memories. She doesn't have these memories. Why? Fuck you.
She gained these memories back. Stop
Why?
asking questions.
Fuck you.
Why? I goddamn said so.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it is a good solid one. But amnesia being introduced, I would say anywhere past like the first chapter, amnesia being introduced is cringe, lame, and stupid. Mainly because it's just a point of drama. Where it's like, oh, this character knows information, but they got amnesia, and now the thing they could have stopped is gonna happen. Because that's what it always is that, you know?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's lame. It's a really stupid way of trying to force events to happen because you realized you wrote yourself into a corner. Or alternatively, because you have no idea how to make two characters who basically hate each other reconcile their differences. You're just gonna sit there and say, oh, yeah, well, one of them got amnesia and they realized they actually do like each other, and then they got their memory back, but then pretended to keep having amnesia because they enjoyed the new normal.
And then they
The only time I've
and then,
been
like, 5 chapters later, or 10 chapters later, it gets revealed that they had the amnesia, they didn't have amnesia anymore, and there's a whole drama moment where they're like, why didn't you tell me? It's like, I loved what we had! Anyway, go ahead, Ed.
I was just say the only time I was okay with amnesia getting introduced mid-show was Code Geass. Because that was magic amnesia.
Yeah. I mean, it's still...
And they got rid of it
for the drama.
very quickly.
Yeah, but it's still magic. It's still drama. It's still author-fiated drama.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They made it very clear that weird shit was happening. Like, they made it clear to the watcher, hey, there's something weird going on here. I wonder what it is. And then you find out, wait, who's this fucking kid? Wait, what the fuck is going on? Oh, there's magic bullshit.
Yeah.
Not that it's amazingly well handled, but at least they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this.
But yeah. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, gentlemen, we are at 9 o'clock. You have one of two options. We keep reading Bleach and hope for the best, or I spin the wheel again.
I'll go for a race spin.
Silence!
Well, we only have one vote for respin and no contesting votes, so I guess we're going a respin.
I told him to be silent, so that is...
Well, that doesn't cancel his vote.
Excuse you, I'm a white American male. It does so cancel his vote.
DXD! Let's go!
Oh, God.
I'm banning you from the server.
Hey, I was hoping for Ruby.
Fucking Australian.
Let's see. Where is High School DxD? Damn, how far is it down the list?
Yeah, that's lost a lot of popularity.
It never had that much popularity. Look, the only popularity it even has is because it's a really easy story to write a power trip in. That's it.
Now wait a minute. I can't stop him from talking, but I can kick him. What is up with that?
Well, I don't know.
And to be clear, listen, I'll mute someone for a joke. I'm not gonna joke kick someone. That's too far.
Yeah, only a real scumbag would jokingly kick someone.
Exactly.
Oh, and you do care. Is it because I play Fire Emblem?
No, it's quite
Yeah.
literally because I know where to. I know what taking a joke too far is.
Yeah, fair enough.
55K in the last 2 streams. About a third of that.
Also, my mood is being steadily improved by the fact that the Halo theme is playing in the background. So.
Ah, fair enough.
True Halo theme.
Yeah, that
does
would
tend
improve
to
anyone's
improve
mood.
people's mood.
I'm sorry, I should be clear. I'm sorry, you know what? I misspoke. It's not the Halo theme. It's the Warthog run, which really should be the Halo theme, but...
I shudder to imagine the fact that alpha and beta generation kids will look fondly on the slop fiction of today when they grow up in a decade or so. Well, first off, that's assuming they grow up. Second off...
That's assuming they can fucking read.
Yeah, you're assuming they can read. Which, literacy rates of the alpha and beta generations are actually approaching 50%.
God.
Thank you very much. You didn't need to hear it. Tell me that.
Well, don't worry, guys. So the upside to all of this is that Generation Alpha is about half the size of Millennials. Which means that they will have no cultural relevance ever. And because half of those people can't even read, they're basically going to have no buying power, which means that millennials will reign supreme.
Oh, great. We became the boomers.
No. You see, millennials are worse than boomers. We just don't have any power. Every
But
time millennials
as soon as
get
we
power,
get it, you better watch the goddamn fuck out, kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to see what happens when millennials gain power. Just look at corporate culture and HR division.
So what I'm hearing is we should all be shot.
Yes. But yeah, no, it's millennials gaining power. I mean, hey, look, you can't even blame millennials for it. Generation X and boomers taught them too well.
Why did you grow up to be such an asshole? I learned it from you!
True! I mean, no, quite literally, I mean, we're all millennials or near millennials here. So, I can say this statement, and pretty much all of you will agree with me.
Count, but...
Well, Sign isn't here, so it doesn't matter. So, you know, what's after Generation Alpha? Generation Beta?
Beta comes after Alpha.
Yeah, Generation Beta, yeah. Anyway. So the whole thing here, right, is that I can say this statement, and I'm pretty sure everyone here, besides Gray, will have heard this from their parents. I'm older than you.
Yep.
Doesn't matter the context, just I'm older than you was used against you at some point for some reason. It's like, oh,
yeah, I've never heard that before in my life.
And that's what a majority of millennials were told when they were growing up about why they couldn't do X, Y, or Z thing is, oh, well, I'm older than you, therefore I have power. And it's like, and all the millennials were like, oh, is that how that works? So if I have power, that means I'm right. All right, lesson learned. Archived as core memory. Gain power, that means I'm right.
You see, all of us are, in fact, wushu protagonists.
Ugh.
As soon as I gain enough power, I'll prove to everybody else that I was right all along, because they'll be too weak to tell me I was wrong.
I mean, hey, you know, Heimlin was correct.
Who?
The guy who
Heimlin?
made Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Oh, yes. Well,
In Starship Troopers, Heimlin's quoted as saying, and a lot of people misquote him on this, but he's quoted as saying at one point that authority, the root of authority is violence. But it is true.
absolutely.
Like, no one has authority without violence. Because if someone says, hey, go take out the trash, but it's some... if some fucking hobo breaks into your home with a gun, points the gun at you and says, go take the trash out, you're gonna go along with it because he's got a fucking gun.
I don't know why this man wants me to take the trash out, but okay.
It offends his curb that he sleeps on.
But if some quadrupedal, crippled hobo is just lying weakly on the sidewalk, and you walk by him and he goes, ugh, take out the trash, you're gonna look at him and be like, what the fuck, and keep going. You're not gonna fearfully run back to your apartment and take the trash out because some quadrupedal hobo on the sidewalk said so. Like, no one's gonna do that. It's because he has no authority.
I don't recognize your authority in Fort Kickass.
Exactly.
I will not respect your authority.
I don't want to go to hell, so I'll try not to abuse people.
That's the fun part. It don't matter.
Well, depends on if you're Catholic or not.
Yeah, you just have to really... you just have to hope you rolled the right RNG.
What afterlife are you going to?
Remember,
Is it a dead
Catholics are
one?
heretics.
Well, no, because it's not even that, right? It's like, you know, you got the RNG of, like... I love this shit. It's like, oh, you're a Catholic, yeah. Oh, which kind of Catholic? Orthodox. Oh, Eastern or Western? Western. Oh, okay. The New World Orthodox Western or Old World Orthodox Western? New World Orthodox Western. Oh, the First Baptist New World Orthodox Western? Yeah. Oh, before the Charter of 1863 or after the Charter of 1863? You know, each fucking church gets more and more precise, so it's like, you know, every church says all the other churches are the wrong versions of the church, and
I mean,
it's a fucking mess.
You're
so
not
you just kinda...
wrong, but Catholics are the most wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. True. But yeah, you kind of just have to go default back to the I forget who said the quote, but basically hope God's merciful. You know, live a good life and hope that when you die God is merciful, because if God is merciful, then he will allow your good life to count. If he is not merciful, he was not a God worth following anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who exactly said that quote, but this is my headcanon for balancing the Abrahamic God, is he's been split between every single fucking church. True.
That's not fucking sacrilegious at all or anything.
I mean, no, that would be an excellent way to power balance the man. He's just... The reason all the miracles stopped was because they made him absolutely schizophrenic.
Bro's got
He's
7,922
fucking...
personalities.
He's the fucking emperor and godlike, then. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, that'd be the only way to keep him balanced in the Percy Jackson universe.
Just talks to whatever like son he has, and you just hear the Gilliman and Emperor dialogue. Son, 13th, traitor, failure, all of the above. That actually would kind of go hard.
All the denominations turn God into actually 7,922 level 1 goblins in a giant trench coat. It's still 7,000 goblins, but they are just level 1.
That's a big trench coat.
Exactly.
It's heaven. Heaven in his trench coat.
But, oh god. I just looked at the fucking stories in the DXD section. Oh god. these are so bad! Oh god, why does that have 4 million words?
You know why.
Winds of Change, a DXD story of the DXD section. Follow our protagonist, OC McAssfucker, as he's reincarnated into the world of high school DXD. But this world is different from the one he read. He's also lost part of his memory about the past as well. Follow him and his massive giga harem as he finds his way in the new world.
In the words of Magnus the Red, but why though?
Updated over the course of the past 3 years, 265 chapters, 4 million words long, 177 reviews. Less than 1 review per chapter. Which is even crazier if you consider the fact that the story has 1,000 favorites. That's insane. That is positively insane. Oh, so just got reminded. So if I'm seeing Ming more hyper right now, it's because I'm currently trying out Happy Juice, which is Tectone's blend of gamer subs. That shit might be laced. Gonna be real. But yeah, yesterday, my brain decided to go full autism and make me do just one more thing before going to bed. And I kept doing one more thing before going to bed for the next 8 hours through the entire night.
Sneaky.
And so it came around to the point where my alarm was blaring the next day, Thursday, and I was like, oh fuck. I need to stay awake for work. And so I drank 3 scoops of Happy Juice, and I don't remember Thursday, but I did work, and no one noticed anything different.
You should be concerned with that, brother.
Possibly. Or maybe it worked. I thought GamerSups was just 2020 G Fuel. Is it actually good? So G Fuel, is G Fuel even still going?
I think they're still around.
Oh yeah, they are still going.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've been zoned out for a
Wait,
second.
they partnered with VShojo?
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Why is that weird?
Well, because if we go over to gamer subs here. So this is another Tectone brainchild, and I have to say, fucking just absolute milking win. GamerSups is running a V-card system. V-cards.
Wait, what?
V-cards
Yeah.
are merchandise you can buy with your favorite VTuber on.
Yeah.
So you can show everyone your V-card.
They rolled that out recently. How did we get onto talking about these two supplements? I've been zoned out the last 10 minutes.
Oh,
Sneaky was talking about how he stayed up too late, and then he started doing.
I stayed up through the whole night.
supplements to keep
Realized I
himself.
had to do. So I bought Tectone's Happy Juice because I'm trying to find a replacement for Monster.
In that case, like GamerSups is like okay for that. Just don't go more than 4 scoops in a day, because that's 4 cups of coffee, and that's the max you're supposed to have. In theory.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing, right? Is that
Please don't tell me you slammed half a jar.
No.
Bro
no,
consumed
see,
the Press Cafe drink.
My tea has 61 milligrams or more of caffeine per
Cup, yeah.
cup.
And
Sorry, 95.
GamerSups is 100 milligrams per scoop. Sneaky, how much caffeine did you absorb over the course of 16 hours?
Don't ask.
That's not an answer.
Like, I know everyone's already heard this because I'm tuning back in. I have to take care of something else. You please
And
tell
it's
me you didn't just.
exceptionally unhealthy amount, Max.
No, so what I'm saying is my tea, my normal go-to requires milk, obviously, because it's basically 100 milligrams of caffeine in that. That is a really potent black tea. But I didn't have any milk,
Well, that's not the caffeine
so
doing that, but yeah.
I don't have any milk. Sometimes, and I don't like going outside. So I usually rely on Monster to bridge the gap between when I can get more milk to keep drinking tea. And so I was trying to find a more cost-effective method of consuming copious amounts of caffeine so I can not kill everyone in my office.
Okay.
Caffeine.
You know, you could have always swapped to a tea that's naturally sweeter or less bitter, right?
Yeah, but they had less caffeine in them.
Okay. Well, enjoy the good tasting coffee cups that GamerSups is, because I've been using one of their flavors.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, so far
with focus, but turns out
I
caffeine
mean,
doesn't really help me focus with my ADD.
Oh well, I mean that's what I'm saying though. Is like this is the 4th cup of GamerSups I'm on. I'm trying to find the right blend of powder to water. I've been slowly wheedling it down.
One scoop to 8 ounces.
I know they say that, but the flavoring in a lot of these is very different for me.
Are you having to dilute it, or are you trying to
diluting it
make
more? Yes, diluting it more.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, did you start with a tried and true 2-to-1 ratio then?
God, no. I did a 1-to-1 ratio.
No, I mean a 2 water to 1.
Oh,
so like 16
no.
16 ounces of water to 1 scoop.
No. That's what I'm working my way down towards. Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is it's kind of wild that damn, that's kind of awkward. Cinder's Cinder stuff. Because the G Fuel is partnering with VShojo, and meanwhile, GamerSupps is partnering with apparently every single other VTuber on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, GamerSupps is partnering with everyone under the sun. Like,
but
if you've got a decent following, they will extend a sponsorship.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as this goes, I had some G Fuel before. It was okay. Compared to GamerSupps, it's got more. GamerSupps has more flavor, I guess, from the brand that I'm eating versus the brand that I ate under G Fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, gotta keep in mind, I tried G Fuel way back in the day when it first came out, and everyone was freaking their shit about it. Yeah, and then I forget what it was, but G Fuel had some sort of controversy around it, and so I didn't want to get involved in that, so I kind of dropped it and went back to Monster. And I didn't get GamerSupps for a very long time until Tectone, and I was kind of like, because like a lot of the flavors for GamerSupps are like really disgusting sounding.
Oh yeah.
And Tectone was like, hey, I'm going to sell you caffeinated apple juice. And I was like, holy shit, I'll take 20.
Yeah.
I was always put off by G Fuel because it seemed skeevy. I thought GamerSupps was the same. GamerSupps so far, from what I've looked into, has had a lot better of a customer service and customer interaction level. G Fuel had some shit going on back in the day where they were skeevy. Like, people were getting bad jars, and the customer service wasn't responding to people for months, and shit like that.
I heard from Badger, who was talking about his experience with GamerSupps versus G Fuel.
Yeah.
He said that G Fuel kind of like left him, I wouldn't say jittery or something. It's been a while. But he had he said he had a better
no, I
had
a bad interaction with G Fuel as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the only reason I went with GamerSupps is like, well, several creators that I enjoy the content have been like, I love this product unironically, and are like, to prove I like this, here's a shot of the 4 jars I rotate every week. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think you'd be putting poison in your body every day and rotating it out if it was bad, so.
I mean, we do that with caffeine, so I'm,
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll admit, getting 2 shots of caffeine's been nice for having actual energy through the day now. So, I've also tried their caffeine.
I will say right now,
boy,
Happy
that's
Juice
night and day difference.
makes me feel like I'm licking a live wire in a good way.
That's a statement.
That is a glowing, sneaky review.
Like I'll get a couple of throatfuls of GamerSupps Happy Juice by Tectone, and I'll just be like, oh, okay, I'm awake now. Hello.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's. God, I wish caffeine affected me like that, but it doesn't. But nah, I think I went with Smitty's flavor of good because it was the only flavor I looked at like, oh, this is just
you got
one
Smitty
flavor, and it's cherry. I like the taste of cherry.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Is the other thing that I went through when I was going through all the flavorings is I was looking for a good flavor, but what I was also looking for was the food dyes used in the flavorings.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of Red 5 and Yellow 5 being used, and specifically Red 5 Lake and Yellow 5 Lake, and both of those are metalloid chemical runoff components. So
I'm pretty sure that's what I've been ingesting with the cherry, but
yes,
it's cherry, so I kind of don't care at the moment.
That's fair.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. It's a supplement. I don't need it to be red to know it tastes like cherry. I just need to know that when I drink it, it will be cherry. You don't need to put
Right, you
dyes in
see,
it.
that's what I'm really confused by, is I kind of understand the coloring, idea behind it, but it's like, who is really using a see-through glass and genuinely wants to see the color of their drink? Like, that's children. Like,
Yeah,
most people are
I'm
probably consuming this in a dark container, possibly
or
a
a colored
thermos.
A
container.
dark
Like
container in a dark ass room.
Yeah.
I'm using a dark green blender bottle currently.
Yeah.
I can't see the color of this stuff.
Yeah,
What the fuck do I care if it looks red? I just need to know that you guys didn't pull a fast one and send me rhubarb or something.
you know
I'll
what?
figure that out with one scoop.
Yeah, just sniff it a little bit.
Wait a minute. This smells like it's healthy for me.
No, you once you have rhubarb, you'll
Oh.
realize why you don't like rhubarb.
I've never gotten to have rhubarb, and I'm legitimately curious about it. Like, one of these days, I'm gonna have it. Oh, lucky for me, there's no red 5 in the cherry, but there is the good old red number 40.
Good old red.
I know, at least that one doesn't. At least that one isn't like.
What
Run
the
off of
fuck
anything.
is going on in the reviews?
Weird. Which reviews? Oh, whoa, what? What?
What the
I'm
fuck
not sure
is
we can have
going
this
on in?
big.
What the fuck?
What?
skull.
What story? What
What
story is this
the hell
again?
is going on in here?
Hang on, which story is this, Sneaky?
This is yeah. Hold on, let me.
I think he might be being bullied, possibly.
I mean, he kind of deserves it. I'm gonna be like, maybe not these words, but I'm not gonna say he doesn't deserve the bullying.
4 million words.
Oh, wow.
Wait, he must have put something in an author's note somewhere that had
Yup.
people just going ballistic.
I see the word Israeli in the reviews, so yep, I think he made some sort of comment into the author's note.
Because one of the guest reviews that's doing this,
Yeah.
this is a funky fic with a weird premise. Wish you all the best. What the? The real question is it the same person leaving this guest review?
Okay, so some dude called Nexus Player says, "What the fuck is this? Why does someone need to grind levels if they start off stronger than Great Red? How does a level 1 be stronger than the most powerful dragon to exist? What the fuck is he gonna kill to level up?" You know what?
Yeah,
that's a good
no.
point.
Hold up.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Your level 1 is stronger than Big Red. What the what? Did you spawn in with a stack overflow or something, motherfucker?
Fucking what level 1 slimes are gonna spawn? Are you gonna fight these slimes and they're gonna do 999 damage?
Does the Great Red need to be worried about these level 1 slimes too?
Yes. Everyone lives under the tyranny of the level system. Damn, this is this is a very weird guest reviews. This is
Honestly, it feels kind. I just took a quick peek. It's
I think
like,
it's just one dude.
this is some schizophrenic posting.
Yeah, I think it's just one dude that's just like spamming it. of killing what? God of killing whites. Damn, that's crazy. That's an actual account too.
Oh.
That's insane. That's insane. All right, well, let's go report him. Can I just skip down to the bottom there? Skip right on. Cool. No.
Jesus Christ, Gray.
Wounds.
Oh. Oh, that's weird. I can't report a profile?
Only a fic, I think.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, so we just have a guy called God of Killing White People. So, that's something. In his opinion on this DXD story is the following. Every story of DXD I've read so far has been utter shit. Well, you see, when you build your foundation on a mountain of shit, your foundation's going to be made of shit, balanced on shit, and everything you build on the foundation of shit will also be shit.
Your foundation is a house of lies!
So, I mean, you kind of have to make like a pontoon at that point, and then at that point I'm kind of really questioning why you're even trying to make a story based on shit work. I hate DXD. I hate DXD.
True, DXD hate. We hate DXD here.
True. They lack the world building and plot that I've been looking for in a DXD story.
DXD.
You're looking for world building and plot in a DXD story.
Are you
That's
lost?
crazy. That's crazy.
Are you lost, internet goer?
I prefer original character stories since they try and expand more on the world and the author takes risks. What fucking fanfics have you been reading? I like original character stories because the author takes more risks with those. Really? That is not the experience any of us have had.
That is a take.
And they aren't worried about making characters out of character, even though that's a retarded term. How? You want to expand on that? Oh, he does.
I don't. Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, no.
A little bit. Fanfiction is an author's way of interpreting a story. I mean, yes. However, here's the thing, right? Fanfiction is interpreting a story, but just like if you enter a room and someone asks you your opinion on the room, why the room might be set up like this, etc., etc., all these philosophical questions or introspective questions, right? You can answer with a lot of things. You can answer philosophically, you can answer introspectively, you can answer factually. The curtains were blue. Why are they blue? Because they were blue. The couch was green. Why is it green? It just is. You know, or you can answer in a interpretive way, where the curtains are blue because the author is sad, or the couch is green because it reminds them of the good times with their grandmother. You know, you can answer in a lot of ways, right? In a lot of views to look at a setup of a room, the colors chosen, how the couch is positioned with the windows and, you know, all that stuff, right? But what you can't do, much like in a fan fiction, is you can't enter the room, look at the curtains that are blue, turn around and go, the curtains are red. Because from no interpretation, no viewpoint, are the curtains red. Now you can change why the curtains are blue. You can make up stories as to why the curtains are blue. But at the end of the day, for it to be a story about that room, the curtains have to be blue. because that room has blue curtains. That's just it. You can change so much in fan fiction, except for all the parts you can't change, because then it's not fan fiction anymore.
Then it's your fiction.
Then it's just fiction. Yes, thank you, Atin. There are 4 lights indeed.
I was just like, listen. This deserves a Picard.
Yeah, and so it's just I hate that. I just really hate that shit of like, oh, fan fiction, it's the author's interpretation of the story. That means they can do anything. There's no way to write a character out of character because that's how the author sees them. No. If a character is a mean person and every interaction they have with everyone else for the first half of the story is them being caustic and cruel and malicious, just because later on after their character arc they start being nice to people doesn't mean they were always secretly nice and they were you know, they were putting the niceness in between the sections where they were mean. I mean, you could try it, but it would be kind of really weird and schizophrenic. But you can create a story to explain why they were so easily able to switch to being nice, why they had the character arc the way they did, how it's affecting them. You know, you can come up with all of the reasons the author that didn't outline. But if a character, if their interactions with the cast is just swearing, every time the character appears on screen, they only say swears, then the character is out of character if upon meeting the main cast in your story, they come up and are like, oh, sweetie, are you okay? Here, have a lollipop. I'm gonna bake you a pie. I love you all. That's out of character. Oh, no, it's my interpretation of the kid. I don't care about your trauma with your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually why I hate this shit so much. Because it almost always comes down to, I have trauma with my brother, mother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandparents, siblings, whatever. And so I am superimposing their personality and my trauma onto this character that has nothing to do with any of it. But I am so incapable of not projecting my reality onto everything that I have turned this character into something they're not. You cannot insult me and my interpretation of this character, even though I have absolutely no basis for anything I've done besides the childhood trauma.
Watch me.
I was about to say, bold assumption.
Yeah. So, you know. Too many authors, especially on AO3, are pussies. I mean, hey, he's not wrong on that one. When you read an OC they make, it's usually garbage because they can't write for shit. True. Hey, sometimes the broken clock is right.
I was get out of my head, Sneaky. I was thinking that line.
They
Sometimes it's
heavily
right
rely
twice.
on re-established characters and ride them to hell and back, and those stories are usually angsty messes they justify the OOC with because woo-woo, they hurt me, they need heal. Yes, correct again. And then all that healing and subpar plot they add is literally forgotten, the curtains close, everyone collapse, and somehow some amazing story. Same thing with an OC stealing the original MC's waifu. Sorry to break your bubble, they were probably born in a different time prior to canon. What the fuck? Okay, so he's back to being wrong, everyone!
Wait, what?
So his next paragraph is him hating on people who write stories where their OC, self-insert, takes over the main character's harem, but by getting to them first, not like cucking him usually, but by getting to them first. And his reasoning why this is an unrealistic and stupid trope to write is, well, the chances that they were born in the time and place needed for them to encounter all of the main character's original harem before the main character does is unrealistic.
The chances
it's
are what are they awful
fanfiction.
fucking wants.
It's a wish fulfillment fanfic. The fuck you want?
Well, it's not just that, right? It's like, writing a fanfic is unrealistic because you don't know where you'll be reincarnated to. I know the story takes place in Japan, but maybe you get reincarnated in a favela in Brazil. It's like,
maybe.
But I'm the author. This is actually one of those points where I can say no. My character is in Japan.
I do actually get to decide that.
Oh no, by the whims of vagaries and fate, the dice have been cast. I am forced to write about the Brazil favela instead.
Doesn't this, like, his own point contradict himself? Like, he was saying something about authors having their own interpretation for fan fiction, and now it's like their interpretation's wrong, or something.
Yes, in fact, yeah, he is more or less. Yes.
Oh, an internet Gore being hypocritical. Whoa.
Bro must go on Reddit. Well, I mean, with the name of King of Killing Whites, I guess he does go on Reddit. So yeah. Sorry, God of Killing Whites. My bad. God of Killing Whites. Gotta respect the title and his dedication to killing whites.
Do I?
No.
I'd rather
No.
feel that I don't.
But I do just want to reiterate that is his name, and he's allowed to get away with it for the reasons we all know. Anyway, so, your retarded take can eat ass about the OC stealing them because they're not together yet, nor is fate playing a part saying, ooh woo, they were meant to be together from the second they were conceived in the womb. So the OC meeting them is NTR of the main character. Huh? Get over yourselves. You just like inserting yourself into original MC and Lamau. Get butthurt that the OC cucked you.
What?
Huh?
I guess he's saying that everyone complaining that the original character stealing the main character's original harem in this story isn't NTR like they're saying it is, because he actually met them first, which, I mean, sort of, yeah, yes.
I mean, he's correct. I don't like.
But he's then but he's like, it's one of those instances where he's correct, but then he shows the math to how he got to that point, and you're like,
this math's wrong. How the hell did you get the right answer?
you did the math wrong. How the fuck did you get here? Because he then says the reason why people are angry at the OC for stealing the main character's harem is because actually everyone mad at the OC for doing this were imagining themselves as the main character, and therefore the OC stealing the harem is actually cucking them.
What did he mean by this?
Skill issue, he follows up with.
I don't know why, but I'm reminded of you telling us about that one Naruto story about people complaining Naruto got cucked or something. Is this like something similar?
the one cruel? No, not even slightly. So, the one Cruel and I were writing where Naruto was air quotes cucked by his team, is the premise was that Naruto is still Naruto. Except this time, when he was growing up, instead of being isolated, he had a loving family. So, he's Naruto plus. He likes helping people still. He's still charming. He still leaves women in his wake pining after him. And what his team did, who were all women, who were pining after him, because he's saved them multiple times while on missions with them, is every single time a woman tried to basically ambush him in his room, they would lead her off and entertain her to prevent Naruto from encountering her in a sexual manner. And that is apparently cucking Naruto from a relationship he was never having in the first place.
Oh. I don't remember this being told.
This is our story. Like I'm telling you, this is what the plot of the story that we were writing was.
Oh. Yeah, all I remember is you talked about the story, like just the concept of the story, and people get mad about it. I don't.
Yeah, we got like 40 reviews the first day we posted it. We got like 40 reviews complaining us about cucking Naruto.
Amazing.
And it's not even like we were like, oh yeah, like he's had all these relationships with all of these main named characters from the cast that everyone knows. We were alluding to effectively a stream of original characters who will never be named, shown, or put on screen. That, according to the unreliable narrator of one of the girls who is a roommate of Naruto, saying, this is what happened. And everyone's like, it's gospel! They cucked Naruto! Ah!
That is both hilarious and
like,
depressing.
What?
I hate how I can see it.
Yes.
We were so confused! Because, again, you gotta keep in mind, Cruel and I were blitzed off our asses.
Hilariously so.
Like, we were both deep in the cups when writing this. And so, when we got a shit ton of reviews saying, I can't believe you cucked Naruto, we both were like, we did what? Go back to the chapter quick! What do you mean we put sex in there?
That is hilarious.
And we're both reading through the chapter, we're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
You cucked him.
I'm just imagining you two frantically flipping through a notebook. Where did we put it? Where did we put it?
That was literally what happened. The two of us were like, fuck. Where did we put it? And we both get to the end of the chapter and we're like, what the fuck are they talking about? What do they mean we cucked Naruto?
You cucked him. Simple as that. Doesn't matter if you did or didn't.
But quite literally, the scene in question of the cucking is one of his roommates, or ex-roommates, I guess, visited one of the teams he is mentoring, one of the named main character teams of cast members that aren't OCs, that he's mentoring, and claimed to the girl she was hitting on that she was very experienced because she had sex with lots of girls trying to get Naruto's attention. Which apparently is the most reliable source in existence.
Yeah, of course. The author wrote that character, so it has to be word of God. That's
Yeah, everything the character says is clearly true because if the characters wouldn't lie, the authors wrote them. They know everything.
It's not like the characters are human.
Oh God,
They could be elves.
they
They're
could
anime.
be elves.
They could think
God,
they
I
could want
hate
to be
elves.
people.
There could be elves here.
They might want to be people. How gross.
Thank God we can get an axe. Can take one anywhere. Could be elves anywhere.
And having an axe makes you free. You can go anywhere with an axe.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. Oh shit. Sneaky, do you remember that shit post of the guy who was playing like one of the Elder Scrolls adventure games, and there's this dwarf, he redid the dwarf voice, just absolutely going off about elves, or not Warhammer adventure games.
Hmm?
No.
Where the fuck is this?
I like how the guest reviews are like, yeah, the guy below us doesn't know anything about world building. And the guest review below, and the non-guest review below them is, there's too many flashbacks and filler, the pacing sucks.
Amazing.
He doesn't know anything about world building. Everyone knows world building needs to be slow, destroy the pacing, and offer nothing to the story. God. Oh, God. You know, in 20 years... No, actually, not even 20 years because of because of Gen Alpha. In 10 years, Gen Alpha is going to start being hired by millennials to fill up the grunt ranks of game design studios.
Oh God.
Games are going to suck so fucking much. Oh my God.
They already suck right now.
I know, that's the problem.
Is it just gonna be Roblox?
And Fortnite.
Ugh.
Oh, it's Gold Crown.
Yes. That's why I was child of time.
Mm.
But yeah, that's crazy. That's oh. Yeah, these reviews are something else. These reviews are just like really oscillating between just absolutely schizophrenic and detailed. Dude, what the fuck? Please just cut out the gamer system. Just say he's a god and be done with it. What's the point of adding a gamer system in if he's already more powerful than everything in the universe? Why does he have a gamer power that multiplies his power level?
Because
There's
the
no
author
reason
doesn't know
for
how to
him be
write
cautious.
his way out of a damper.
There's no reason why he can't just force everyone to deal with him.
Yeah, but my power fantasy is thinky.
Yeah, but the problem, like, so here's the problem is, right? Power fantasy. So I talked about this before. Power fantasy are fine. The problem is the power fantasy has to be congruent with the story, right? So if you show up in Harry Potter, right, and you have anti-magic armor, and you have a gun that shoots bombardment spells at 6,000 spells a second and has infinite ammo. You can't then write the Death Eater beating your character up in just a straight fight. Like, oh, they like lead you into a trap and then like isolate you in a dimension bubble because technically the magic isn't affecting you, it's affecting the area around you. It's not like canceled by your anti-magic armor. Or, you know,
Is
Roll
Sneaky
the-
breaking up super hard for anyone else?
Okay, so
Yes.
it wasn't just
Yeah,
me.
he is.
How about now?
Better.
You're back to your loud self.
Mm-hmm.
thank you. So as I was saying, so basically, right? So say your main character has anti-magic armor, and they have a gun that shoots instant death beams at 6,000 beams a second with infinite ammo and no cooling, right? You can't then have Death Eaters like fight against the main character and win in a straight fight where they just shoot spells at you and you shoot spells at them, and you know. Like you actually have to make the Death Eaters clever. If you want your character to lose at that point, you have to make them clever. You have to make them like trap you and misdirect you and send you on goose chases and shit like that, right? Like
Or just hit you with a fucking hammer.
Yeah, but that's difficult.
sure, yeah.
That's difficult.
But point being is that like if you give your character nigh unbeatable power for the power fantasy, you can't then have them be like, oh my god, that
How do I
wolf,
beat this?
that wolf
Yeah.
scared me. That I'm only in power armor enchanted with anti-magic. That simple timber wolf scared me. I don't want to go outside.
Yes.
It's kind of just like that is such forced drama at that point. Call of Duty will still be there in Minecraft. Minecraft maybe. So here's the thing about Minecraft, right? Here's the thing. Minecraft is being kept alive by millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem with Minecraft being kept alive by millennials is that they aren't buying the new shit.
Yeah.
And that's why Microsoft split Minecraft into Minecraft and
Fucking
Minecraft
Java.
Milking Your Parents' Wallet Edition.
Yeah.
And Milking Your Parents' Wallet, much like Epic found out, only works so long as there is a parent's wallet to be milked. Because as these kids who grew up playing Fortnite go into college, get jobs, gain debt, a fair number of them realize I can't buy every skin on Fortnite anymore. I don't have any money.
Yep.
Now, to be clear, not all of them. It then turns into the retard milking machine. But the retard milking machine has diminishing returns. The parent milking machine has infinite returns that don't diminish. They convert. But they don't diminish because, theoretically speaking, the parent milking machine will forever expand as more and more people become parents and out of touch with what the funds are being used for because the parents are out of touch and don't spend time with their children.
Probably because they have to work 7 jobs to afford to keep their children from doing anything stupid.
Yes, but no. It's actually a very curious thing where basically daycare costs are always super expensive, and effectively, if you actually calculate it out in a large number of areas, actually only having one person working
Is more cost effective.
Is almost more cost effective because ultimately, unless you have really outlier jobs, if we're talking just average salary for the area, average salary for the area typically ends you up with only around $1,000 to $2,000 extra dollars. which sounds great, but you have to keep in mind this is $1,000 to $2,000 extra dollars for the whole family.
Yeah.
Not just you.
Not just you. And then on top of that, you are working an 8-hour shift and taking care of a house and a child. Instead of just taking care of the house and child. And not working an extra 8-hour shift on top of that.
Children are expensive.
Well, it's not so much that children are expensive, because they are, but it's... Children aren't technically expensive. People are just retarded. Because if children were genuinely expensive, then the white trash trailer park down the street from me wouldn't have every trailer home filled with 9 kids.
I mean, let's be clear. It's not like those children are exactly well kept, Sneaky.
Yes, but they're still managing to live off of whatever resources they have. So that's my point.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people make really stupid decisions, like buying brand name clothes, which can be anywhere between ×2 to ×50 the price of a non-brand name clothing of the exact same make and model.
Yeah, my warehouse sells clothing, and there's t-shirts. Some, all of them are just way more expensive than just regular shirts.
I mean, say what you will about Costco. I have very mixed opinions about Costco clothing. The Kirkland brand clothing, it's very hit or miss depending on what you're getting it for.
Yeah.
But, however...
My work sells beanies for $50 to $60.
Exactly.
Their brand name.
Exactly.
Beanies.
Yeah. Exactly. No, 100%. No, my work does the same thing. Oh my god. My work does fucking script now. And my bosses hate it every time I bring it up. So,
Good, they
so
deserve to.
basically, part of the incentive program in my company used to be that the company would pay out an Amazon gift card every time you hit certain interaction metrics of a positive quantity. And just to be clear, I've earned like thousands of dollars off of that so far. But at some point, like 2 years ago, they grandfathered everyone in, by the way, so that was really cool of them. So I didn't even notice that they made this change. But everyone knew after like 2023 that got hired in, they only give you company script now, and you have to spend it at the company store before it expires.
Oh my god.
It's expiring script. And all you can buy at the company store is overpriced clothing. During one of the big meetings, I was like, they're like, does anyone have any questions about the upcoming quarterly? I was like, yeah. So when are we going to be able to use script to buy food? Everyone was silent. I was getting judging stares from all of the managers. Meanwhile, I got like 19 people DMing me laughing their ass off.
Did anyone just have a like head in their hands or something?
No, they all schooled their expressions very neatly. So the rest of the grunts, some of them might have turned off their camera temporarily. You know.
I'm sorry. All I can think of is the video of the guy who thinks his camera is off and begins to do certain actions.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has, however, removed his headphones, and everyone is frantically trying to tell him.
Yeah. 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 We have a CEO that every time we remote into his computer, he insists he knows everything about computers. But it's been like, it's almost to the point where it's that meme of reset the clock. It's been 0 days since. It's been 0 days since someone's remoted into his computer and has been flashbanged by live porn
Of course.
being played.
Well,
Amazing.
see, I could almost believe that he's one of those creepy people who's like, this is my opportunity.
No,
Maybe they'll
no,
ask me about it.
No, he's just straight up just like doesn't understand that we have access to his computer. Like he thinks he needs to give permission for us to access it. And so he's safe until he gives permission. Despite it happening multiple times a week. He's just really stupid.
I see.
Yeah.
He's either really stupid or he's really petty.
No, he's really fucking stupid. Like, the tickets he puts in for are really fucking stupid. I can't talk too much about them because they're kind of revealing, but they're really fucking stupid. We're talking like the farthest bro has ever gotten on the tech tree was bashing 2 rocks together.
I see.
Yeah, somehow he became a CEO. We're all really stupefied by that. We're pretty sure he might have just killed the previous guy.
Well, that is the ancient right of succession.
Exactly. But yeah, so Minecraft split. Suck Your Money edition. Unfortunately, parents are drying up, and the people that got addicted to the Suck Your Wallet edition of video games are, well, they're kind of committing economic suicide, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm seeing crazy shit that people are posting, like actual posting, like not like shit posting, like actual posting, like, hey guys, here's my receipt. I just took out a loan so I could buy a skin for League of Legends.
Was that the $900 skin or whatever?
$500 skin, but yes.
Imagine taking a loan to buy a fucking that. I'm so angry. I'm angry. I'm actually genuinely angry just hearing that. Do you not understand how fucking credit score works or something?
You know, I could make it so much worse by bringing up the stories of Japanese citizens playing gacha games.
Yeah, but Max, here's the thing. Here's the difference, right? Japan's in a death spiral.
In FGO and didn't get what they wanted.
There are people who legitimately spent the mortgage for the next 3 months in that game.
Yeah, I know.
Still didn't get what they wanted. And then they finally add a fucking pity system, and it's still like, okay, great.
It's still terrible.
It's still like $300 to $400.
Hey, look, in my opinion, if you play FGO, you deserve everything that happens to you.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, like
that's some heinous shit you are wishing upon me and Gray.
Hey, look, Gray's known my opinion for a long time.
Oh, I have known it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, but if like it's one thing to come into FGO and like pull on your first event or whatever and just burn through all of your fucking gems and then be like, oh, I still don't have anything.
Yep.
That's one thing. But then if you keep playing after that, and keep playing and keep playing and then burn all your gems again on the next event and you still got nothing and then you kept playing after that, I mean, you know...
You're describing an exceedingly specific situation, Sneaky.
I'm describing sign.
Like,
you can only walk into so many rakes before you just like walking into rakes.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Sneaky,
come on.
There are
you
people in
can't
this chat. You
the
cannot use this as a standard. You cannot use yourself as a standard for mental and physical well-being. You cannot use sign as a standard for anything aside from stuff.
This is dying so much it's killing Discord.
Jesus Christ, Woody, do we need to replace your speaker?
And that means a new set of lungs for Sneaky. He's probably gonna decline because those will go just as quick as the first set.
No, not anymore. I don't live where it happened.
Yeah, I was saying he's not
you
in
know, I don't
Black
live there
Bolt
anymore now.
Central anymore.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Wait, excuse me.
Don't worry about it.
Just
but
don't start
Alright,
feeling the
I'll just drink.
wallpaper.
true. But yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think Minecraft's gonna last too long. They're trying to expand Minecraft into this like story shit, and you know the story shit. Like, look, I played Minecraft Dungeons. It was fun. It died. It's dead. It's a dead game.
They
Yeah.
keep trying to
Yeah.
expand it. Guys, you don't need to expand it. Like,
I played Minecraft Heroes. It was fun. Dead game.
Minecraft
No
what?
one plays it.
Yeah.
There's
Hold on,
what?
Minecraft what?
Right. So Minecraft Dungeons.
Heroes.
Yeah. So Minecraft Dungeons is a Minecraft themed
Yeah, it's a
fucking
roguelike,
action
right?
RPG.
Dun-
Action
dun-
RPG roguelike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said heroes though. What the fuck?
Yes.
Is
What's
heroes?
Heroes?
Minecraft
Dungeons.
Heroes is a remember Overlord?
The game?
Me personally,
Yes.
no, only from what you've
Dude,
told me about it.
The video
So,
game Overlord.
I never
Basically,
played it, but I've
Minecraft
heard of it.
Heroes is a mix of RTS and Overlord,
Oh.
and where you're playing third person as the hero unit of an RTS game, and you're building buildings like an RTS game where you can manufacture units, increase your unit caps, increase the damage and armor on the units and the health on units, and do research and stuff like that by gathering resources with your hero unit. But it's also it's overlordy, and where you actually have like a minion army that follows you around and can attack places with you.
okay.
And each minion has its own special ability or you know ranged or
Okay.
melee attack
Hmm.
method.
Okay, so Heroes is ostensibly a dungeon management sim, and
No,
Dungeons is a hero dungeon crawler.
no, it's open world. It's not narrow. Basically, you have a base area that doesn't get attacked, hub
You know,
that you build your buildings at.
I'm pretty sure Microsoft acquired Minecraft before Telltale did Minecraft Story Mode.
They did.
They should have accepted the failure that was and stopped trying to build a giant story universe. Just
Impossible challenge.
Well,
let the game
yes.
survive on the merits of being a fun open world where you can do quite literally anything. And that anything becomes the universe thanks to the modding community, who are absolutely insane with these
Right, but you
story
see the problem
mode
there,
things.
Max, is that to Microsoft, who has to spend no money on upkeep of Minecraft, wants to make money from Minecraft because that's just pure profit. And so Microsoft developed Bedrock, which is the suck your money version, to create official Microsoft brand Minecraft servers where you can buy your official Microsoft brand Minecraft DLC collab events to unlock basically mods for the game.
You know,
And because they can't monetize mods, and if everyone's bought the game already, they're not paying a subscription cost to Microsoft to run servers or keep playing the game or anything. So Microsoft's not making any money off all the Microsoft's not making money off of, I would say, probably what is 75% of the Minecraft audience, because they're playing single player games, or they're hosting multiplayer games with their friends, or they're paying a server to host the multiplayer game with their friends. And that's it. They're watching YouTubers playing a mod pack. They're not paying Microsoft for the Hello Kitty World DLC, which adds a unique food item only available in the DLC that's actually 3 times better than the enchanted golden apple.
that was probably stolen from a mod anyways, so.
It was 100% stolen from a mod. In fact, that's actually been a
Absolutely.
very common thing in the Microsoft official Minecraft DLCs, is that a lot of them steal a lot of shit from popular mods.
You know, Minecraft was absolutely one of those franchises that all you had to do to make money on it was nothing.
Yes.
That's it. And if you want to get a little extra money, hey guys, good news. Instead of having to go to these other services, we're offering server space at a reduced cost from these competitive services. That's
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Like you don't want to go through the hassle of running your own server. Pay us $10 a month as opposed to that place that does $12 a month.
Well, see, the problem is that Microsoft does do that. But what Microsoft doesn't do is, because they have a board of executives that are old and retarded, is they hate mods. They hate the idea that you're playing the game in a way they aren't personally prescribing to you. And so
And
the
that they aren't
Microsoft servers
making
don't
money
support
on
mod
hand
packs.
over
So
fist.
even if other mod services, or even if other server services cost more money, they offer full IT support to get a official mod pack running.
Yeah.
Um, so everyone goes to them instead because they want
Yeah.
to play the mod packs, not Minecraft again. For that
Well, I mean, the
10,000th time.
counterpoint is that, again, if they're offering it at a reduced rate, you can get a fuck ton out of just vanilla
Oh
multiplayer.
yeah, no, you'll get
Mod mods
a
are for the
portion of
really
people.
crazy people. Yeah, but that portion of people is still better than whatever nonsense they're losing money with now. Not that they understand that.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. Yeah. I
Like,
think Call of
you
Duty is going
know,
to collapse on itself as well soon. The plots become completely nonsensical to the point where no one even plays the game for the plot anymore.
I was gonna say, there's a
I
plot to Call of Duty.
I
I thought they
don't
stopped
know.
caring.
Oh no, there used to be, like, people used to be like, oh man, the campaign of Call of Duty, holy shit, that went hard. Like,
yeah. The
I
Black
don't
Ops
remember a
Black
single
Ops 2
campaign
area
except for Black
Modern
Ops 6.
Warfare.
Really, that's a recent game that people
Black
actually like.
Ops 2, Black Ops
I said
1,
recent.
Modern
Black Ops
Warfare.
2 was from
Well, yes, that's what
2012.
that's
Knows.
what I am saying, knows that Call of
Oh.
Duty has gotten worse and will collapse soon. That's
Okay.
my point.
I actually picked up the most recent Black Ops. It's like, you know what? I heard they finally went back to having a campaign, and the Black Ops campaigns always slapped.
They did.
And then
They
I
did.
returned it. I returned it 30 minutes later because, like, you need an account. No, I don't. I'm gonna play offline. I'm only doing single player. You need an account. I'm doing single player. You need an account. Okay, then I need my money back.
Yeah.
I'm,
Well, you
I'm
see,
not
anticipate
running
that.
into a. I'm not. I'm not making a fucking account for a game I only am going to do single player for.
yeah.
Because I'm old school, bitch. I got to round 30 and so on Black Ops Zombies solo on PS3. I
Yeah.
don't need multiplayer for this shit.
Well, I mean, it's just blatant scummy behaviors, right? Like, the reason why they make you create an account for single player is because they want to be able to go to their shareholders and say, we have this many clicks per month, this many logins per month, and every time you start up the game to enter to continue the single player counts as a login per month. And so they want to artificially boost their numbers by including minor amounts of friction into everything that the player interacts with for the sole purpose of getting more investor money. And I mean, a lot of people, like, unfortunately, Generation Alpha and Zoomers, they grew up so in the thick of this, they just fucking do it. They have literally no comprehension of not consuming slop. It's terrible. It's really sad. I
Yeah.
apparently they don't even use ad blockers anymore. They watch the ads.
Fucking Twitch made it
really
so you can't even use ad blockers that are like intelligent.
That's where
I
you're
still-
wrong.
Alright, well, fucking send me one that
if
works.
you're
'Cause I haven't been
willing-
able to find one
if
that
you-
works.
if you're willing to spend 30 minutes, someone will teach you how to do it. I'm just too
Alright.
fucking lazy.
I can't.
So-
be
Yeah,
fucked.
someone you find out.
I
how
actually can't. I actually
Eat
can't
shit.
be bothered.
Fuck you.
But God, honestly,
Consume
it's
your ad
hilarious
slop.
to me. It's hilarious to me that Oblivion's remake was dropped last week, and it proved a question that people have been asking for the last 8 years, which is, have games gotten worse? And apparently the answer was yes, as far as Western games go.
You know, someone actually brought up
Even-
a very crazy thing, which made me really, like, go, whoa, is people were complaining on Reddit about the...
People were complaining on Reddit.
I know, shocker, right? But it was a bunch of Skyrim babies that were complaining on Reddit about the quirkiness of Oblivion. And they're like, oh, this leveled system is stupid. The NPC system is dumb. The loot system is bad. The fact that you have all the cities on your map
Really?
already is stupid. And it's like, you
Skyrim
don't
player.
understand. It's like, yeah, silent Skyrim player, but it's also, you don't understand. When Oblivion came out, the narrative that they sold the game on was you can go anywhere, do anything, ignore the main quest, and just have fun your way. And that's why all of the cities from level 0 were on your map already. Because the whole selling point of Oblivion was that it was so open world, you didn't even need to do the main quest.
Honestly, that's actually really fun because as a role playing thing, that's just like, oh, you just get to start off as a theoretically decently seasoned traveler.
But it's actually like, it's like crazy because like looking back on it, like, yeah, the Oblivion leveled system is dog shit now. But back then, the idea of the game leveling up with you instead of there being just arbitrarily impossible to navigate areas because, like, oh, I went into this ruin to go explore it and I got exploded by some fucking level 50 goblin when I'm level 1. You know, just randomly. And so it's like, oh, actually, if I go into the ruin, the goblin's also going to be level 1. And maybe the goblin boss is like level 5, so he's going to be a bit tougher, but I'm going to be able to fight him still. And, like, that was huge back then. That was crazy back then, that a system was able to do that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it was rough as fuck.
No.
As we are all
not.
discovering.
Well,
This
not even
brand
discovering.
new,
We all knew
untested
this.
System.
It's an
Also, Snake, you
extremely
feel right.
dated system.
Yeah, like, listen,
No,
I
Snake,
will be
you
the
got
first
an ad
person
that you
to-
would approve of.
Yeah.
You got a fidelity ad. Congratulations.
I'll be one of the first people to say, going from been playing Skyrim too long. Brain almost said Helgen. Like going to Kvatch
Mm.
at level 9 versus level 10 is what the fuck?
Yeah, going to... honestly, I actually recommend going to actually do the main quest after you're, like, level maybe, like, 20, 25-ish. Simply because then you get to experience the real feel of what it's like to be in a city that falls. Instead of baby training wheels mode.
I mean, I'll say even at level 10. Excuse me. I think level 10 is actually much rougher because level 10 is when it'll start dropping Dremora and Dagoth and Dragoths and Matronics of all kinds. But here's the thing, Sneaky. At level 10, you still have shit-ass gear. Maybe you have Elven or Dwarven gear if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Probably have silver at best.
I will also say is I highly recommend a mod called Ascension. It's the same author. He remade it for the remaster. It basically makes bandits bandits again, and by that I mean they wear fur, steel, maybe, iron, leather. They
look
even
like
if you're
bandits.
well, no, it's just even if you're level 50, you're not gonna roll up to some abandoned fort with like 3 bandits in it who are in full Daedric armor, just arbitrarily. Like a boss is gonna be a boss, and you know they're a boss because they're wearing like dwarven or orcish armor or something like that, which is lore-wise rare. He balanced all of the items appearing based on how they're described in various lore books. So that's kind of cool. Definitely don't recommend it for your first playthrough of Oblivion. You should just play through Oblivion, enjoy it, beat it, and then come back for Ascension, because the Ascension is a lot more difficult, obviously, because, even if you're level 25, you're still going to be fighting bandits who are going to be dropping armor that is iron. And so the Daedroth are in Oblivion, and they are ready to beat your ass.
Yes.
That's the other
What
thing.
one might call a problem.
Yes, that's the other thing that a lot of people I saw were complaining, is that in Oblivion, unlike Skyrim, the weapon damage was massively affected by your skill.
It's also heavily affected by your stamina.
Well, not anymore. Not in the remaster.
Oh, they took that out?
They took that out. I think the stamina bar was a bit too much.
I'm 50-50 on that, but continue.
Well, it's because the fucking NPCs didn't have a stamina bar for their swings, so it was kind of unfair.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that wasn't a shared mechanic in Oblivion?
Well, so NPCs have a stamina bar, but they don't spend stamina to swing their weapon like you do. Their stamina bar is more of a knockdown mechanic than it is a expenditure mechanic.
That sounds not great to deal with.
It wasn't. It was not.
It has since been rectified.
Yes. Now, like I said, so it's I think it's cool that there is like I liked Morrowind's style. I liked Oblivion's style of weapon damage being limited by your skill, because it was always really cheesy in Skyrim, where you had like 0 blade skill, but you just went and found like a really good sword, and then you did a
You
cajillion
went
damage
and you
with
broke
it.
into this case, and then you got the super awesome sword of McBangarangin.
Yeah, and then you just killed everything. And it was kind of like, okay, well, that's not great. And yeah, sure, the higher your blade skill got, yeah, you could get like percentage damage buffs with perk points and shit like that. But that applied equally across all swords. It wasn't like, oh, the first perk point only includes iron swords, and then the final perk point only includes ebony swords. Like it was just 20% flat damage boost, so your iron sword will always do less damage than your steel sword.
Yeah.
So that was kind of Skyrim's style of handling it was a lot more beginner friendly, but in Oblivion and Morrowind, you start basically at 0 damage with all weapons because you don't know how to use them. And in Morrowind, your skill level also affected your ability to actually hit the enemy.
Oh.
By the way,
You
you
said something
only
about it being
gain
RNG.
XP in Morrowind when you hit the enemy.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You can see why there might be a problem in that system. But in Oblivion, they they moved past that, so you're always guaranteed to hit now, but your damage cap is capped by your skill level. So if you have a Daedric endgame mace and a iron mace, but you have 5 skill in maces, you do 1 damage with both of them.
No, they did. No, Sneaky. They did adjust base damage up. Like, as an example, I was running around with a silver longsword, and I had call it 20 blade skill, right? Very early on, because I got lucky and I stole it. And then I went and I was like, I wonder how the damage scaling is working. So I went and I cheesed Umbra.
Well, Umbra's different though.
Wasn't finished.
Yeah.
I got stuff besides right. Umbra was obviously doing like 16 damage.
Right. Yeah.
But without leveling up, and I mean maybe my blade skill went up once or twice.
Right.
I found an elven longsword.
Right.
And that had I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 extra points of damage, but it explicitly had additional damage compared to the silver longsword.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm specifically saying. I was literally level 5 skill, and it was all capped at 1. It quickly separated itself. Like the Daedric mace quickly gained more damage faster the higher my skill went.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is like basically a cap based on your skill level, percentage-wise, I guess, of how much damage a weapon can do based on your skill level, which I think is nice because yes, the Daedric mace will always basically be doing more damage than anything else, but you're not going to be one-shotting everything until you're a master. So it was cool. You know, I like the Oblivion system. I have more hours in Oblivion than Morrowind and Skyrim combined, and I never modded Oblivion because I only ever played it on the Xbox. So I probably have maybe 4,000 to 5,000 hours in Oblivion. And with mods on both Morrowind and Skyrim and unmodded together, I get maybe like 1,000 hours combined. I just really like Oblivion. But yeah, so well, we can close out here tonight. The absolute unhinged nature of that first story just completely derailed us. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God.
Are we off the is this
No, we're still on. I decided to click on the first chapter just, you know. Just
send in it.
Just to see, right? You know, just to see.
Why would you do
that? My God. Yeah, I clenched my teeth due to the pain. Are you for real? Reincarnation, Isekai Reborn, what have you? That really happened? Menu. The blue box appear. Status. True name, question mark. System name, Jin Skyward. Age, 17. Potential, unlimited, limitless, infinite.
What?
Rank. Deity class Dragon God EX+++.
What in the actual fuck am I listening
Why
to?
is this man... Listen, if I woke up with assistant telling me that, why is this man complaining?
Oh God. Yeah, race, human dragon god. Sacred gear, boosted and divine dividing.
Oh my God.
HP 666666666. MP 666666666.
I think
Strength, Vit, Dex, Int, Wiz, Charisma, and Luck are all 1,500,000.
No, it's only 150,000, but it might as well be 1,500,000.
That
I
is so
think
fucking
I
stupid.
think you skipped the rank as well, Sneaky.
No, I said the rank. Deity class, Dragon God, EX plus plus plus.
You know, he read that. He read that dumb shit.
So, as Sneaky asked earlier, what the fuck is he supposed to do to level up from level 1 when he is quite literally the strongest?
Dear
about it.
Jin, you might be
God's
wondering
strongest
why
idiot.
I, random omnipotent being, reincarnated you. Truthfully, I did it for the lols. And the rest, you'll find out in the future.
Is that
Anyway,
random
you're basically replacing the main character. You live alone, you have a harem, and you have a house already. Heads up, Great Red's level is like 1,000, and the dragon's highest stat is like 120k. Therefore, you're stronger than the true dragon. So go grind and get even stronger. You're 1 month away from canon.
I'm sorry.
What in the actual
You're-
fuck?
You're only slightly stronger. 30,000 difference on 90% of the stats is a big difference. And the HP and MP aren't even 30,000.
I'm sorry,
difference.
what the fuck is this?
What now?
What are my skills? Active. Observe skill. Max level. Gains all information about everything. Immediately. Passive. Infinite skill points. The player has access to infinite skill points.
Okay.
What is this?
Passive. Fiction adaptation. Lets you create any skill or ability without restriction by merely thinking about it. Passive, infinite potential. Grants the gamer infinite potential and removes all restrictions. Passive, Master of Mana. Decreases mana consumption by 95% and increases damage dealt with mana abilities by 20k percent.
Alright, author, we get it. You're glazing.
Passive Invulnerability. Decreases damage taken by 99%.
What in the actual fuck am I listening to?
What the fuck?
Don't worry, it's fair because ID create is only level 1.
Yo, ID creates only level 1,
Yeah.
you'll have to kill zombies.
Yeah, but ID escape is level max.
Level max. And what's more
Also,
egregious is the fucking words after that. Only a few, but they're quite powerful.
I only have a few skills, but they're pretty powerful, I guess. Oh, he opens up the gift box! Guess what's inside the gift box, guys? Skill books! Guess what's in the skill books? Skill book 1, Sharingan. Skill book 2! By the way, perfect Sharingan, my bad. Perfect
I wasn't aware that
Sharingan.
was a. I wasn't
What?
aware that was a skill book.
Yeah, skill book 2,
perfect.
Hey,
Slayer
anybody-
magic, all
I'm
of
sorry.
them.
Hey, did
Okay,
anybody
it-
tell Itachi that he could
it's
just
not
read a
Perfect
book?
Sharingan. It's perfect copy. But
Basically the Sharingan.
Oh, never mind. ID create level max because he
I
uses
don't know
infinite
about
skill points to max
Oh,
out.
right,
Now
yeah, he
it
could
becomes-
just use his infinite skill points to instantly max out the skill. We're dumb.
wait,
We totally
no, hang
forgot
on.
about
No,
that.
wait. Why is he being given skill books? He can
That-
make any
Oh, Max,
skills
that
he
was in the
wants.
welcome gift.
That's true! He could just manifest every skill he wants! Why is he being given skill books?
Like, oh no, skill book perfect copy. I don't like that. What if I just give myself skill book omniscience? Oh, hey, look at that.
Skill!
Buy that.
Infinite
I will
power!
buy that. I will buy that for 1 point, please.
Skill transmute gold. I press the gold in my inventory. Gold will be converted to currency of country you are in when you open it. That's convenient.
Alright.
I'll need to get debit card. But let's see. I'll convert 1G and see how much it converts to. 1G converts to 200,000 yen. I was speechless. This is the
Okay, hang on. I
conversion
mean,
rate.
200,000 yen is not that much.
It's like 20K. Right?
but
No,
he's
2K,
got-
2K.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 2K.
That's-
Like, now don't get me wrong,
He's got-
that's pretty great, but
He's got 10,000 gold. So
That's like double what the gold's actually worth.
and also, this is enough for me. I'm going, especially because it's voting day in Australia, and I'm gonna go vote.
Well, have fun with that.
I won't. Thank you. I'll go buy more alcohol on down the street.
vote for whichever man's wearing a boot on his head. That's the man you can trust.
There is none.
Then you can trust no one.
Instantly
Exactly.
maxes it out,
that's-
unlocks a bunch of custom options to bravely default his way through the ID dungeon.
Why you gotta bring up Bravely Default, huh?
Well, because he was literally given difficulty sliders, like Bravely
Yeah.
Default.
Oh my god, fuck you.
Yeah. So then he connects with both Sacred Gears, and they're both like, yo, what the fuck? Why is this bitch ass here? Fuck you, eat shit, die, fuck you. What do you mean we're fictionary?
Fictionary?
Yes.
Fictionary.
We're
Um,
Pictionary.
So then they decide that because their rivalry means nothing, because they are merely a work of fiction, they decide to completely drop their rivalry with each other to help him save the world because canon is happening.
Shut up.
Then how about I show you how powerful I am? Oh, okay, I guess you are really powerful. Then yeah, I guess you can use all of our abilities. Would you like to learn Perfect Copy and Slayer Magics? Perfect Copy and Slayer Magics access. Wow, you have all of the abilities, and none of your abilities cost mana to use. You have all of the Slayer Magics. This has the ability to slay dragons, gods, and devils.
We done yet? This is just fucking...
You have unlimited skill points. We're so overpowered.
The answer is no, Atin.
Oh, God. This is absolutely just fucking cringe. Holy shit. Anyway, yeah, we're done here. We're... Oh, God. Just when I think, we get so sidetracked, and just when I think there's no way we're gonna find a story that's genuinely worse than everything we found previously, discounting the gratuitous, explicit descriptions of rape and shit, I always get proven wrong. Like, it's always the last story I click that is just like, oh god,
Flashbang.
why
Get
does
flat.
this exist? It's got 4
Flashbang.
million words!
I'm sorry, what?
Why does it have 4 million words?
Wait, you only just registered that?
No, I knew it. I'm just fucking baffled how you see. Here's the thing, right? In the summary, it doesn't say anything about him being god tier OP from the start, right? It's just
Yeah.
follow him and his massive harem as he finds his way. It's like, okay, fine, lame story, but whatever, right? But then you get into the first chapter, and he is literally starting off stronger than the strongest character in the entire series. And you're like, oh yeah, I just have to grind my way up from there. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? A, grind your way up from there, and B, right? Like, how do you have a 4 million word story out of that? Where do you go? Like, it's one thing if you start from 0 and go to hero, but how do you write 40 books of starting at God?
Don't think about it.
Oh, God. He has the gall to call it Volume 7. Wait, Wait, what is this? What is this?
I think he's actually just straight up rewriting the fucking light novel.
No. Look at this. Look at this. Volume 7, Chapter 19, Part 8. What do you mean, Part 8 of Chapter 19? Why is each chapter a fucking book?
Don't ask questions that you're not sure you want the answer to.
I actually do want the answer to that one.
But are you sure you want the answer?
No.
That's what I thought.
I'm just... Okay. Alright, we're done here. Goodbye, everyone. You should come back on Tuesday because I'm certain
Run away.
we're gonna find something worse on Tuesday because there is always more.